Hello everyone, welcome to Quantifiers. My name is Sahil Arora. Some of you know me and some of you don't. So, CAT is approaching and the tensions must be at this level right now. So, before I begin, I just want to give you some tips for DI in general, and then we will move to the content and what we will talk about a few things. When I talk about DI, there is no recipe to choose a set. First things first, there is no recipe to choose a set. Had there been a recipe or a correct method to choose a set, it would have been out there right now. The correct method to choose a set is just choose the sets which are familiar to what you have done as of now. Spend the first 3 4 minutes in segregating those sets, maybe writing some data points that first set includes this, the second set includes these variables, and then shortlisting them on the basis of that. This is the first thing that I would want to say. Give as many full length mocks as possible in the remaining days. If you are not able to attempt a full length mock regularly, or let's say on every second or third day, keep giving sectionals as much as possible. The more sectionals you will give, the better it will be for you. Right. Now, third thing, if to attempt the good DI sets, please do join our Facebook group. Some good sets are posted there on very regular basis. So you must do all those sets in order to achieve a good score. Right. So join our Facebook group. The link is in the description. Secondly, when you watch this video, the video is made in order to in order to remind you every basic thing that you have done in DILR so far. I haven't included some sets which are very difficult or way too easy. No, not that kind of set. They're set on a moderate level, which will test you, and you will be able to revise everything with the help of those. If you would like the content, please अपने दोस्तों के साथ share करना. That would encourage me. Also, this is just the first part. This is just the first part of the video. If you want the second part of the video, please do subscribe to our channel. Please do share it with your friends. If we get a good response, I assure you the second video will be out, but make sure it's not too late before we see that response. Right. Third thing, this is the DILR bootcamp and it is free for everyone. Right. What the video you are watching is the part of it. Right. We have also started our QA bootcamp and at the price that you cannot even imagine. Just visit our website www.quantifiers.in and enroll yourself. It is starting from 13th. That is today, the day you are watching this video. Or maybe if you are watching it later, the first class is on 13th, the next class is on 16th. So if you want to enroll, you can enroll anytime between that. Right after that, it would be a little late for you to learn the things that we are going to cover. The syllabus is categorically divided into various areas. Today we are going to take care of numbers, everything that you can expect from numbers in the CAT. The sessions are designed on the basis of whatever the previous year questions are, some of these mocks. Okay, so just go and watch this video. Needs learn some new things. If you like the video, please give us a like. Please share it with your friends, and all the very best for the CAT guys. I know you all will do well. Okay, all the best. Just we see the video now. Okay, so let's begin. The first topic that we are going to do in the DLR bootcamp is Venn diagram. And before we move that to that, we are starting our quant bootcamp from 12th, and it is not free, but at a very minimal price. You can visit our website www.quantifiers.in and find it out for yourself. Okay, now let's start Venn diagrams. Right. So there are three types of Venn diagram questions that we generally see. First is optimization based. Second is kind of condition based. When we talk about optimization based questions, right, we say the chocolate distribution kind of questions, right? If you need to learn the concept behind the same, हमारी एक अलग से video है. There's a different video on chocolate distribution that you can see. Just surf our channel and you can find the video actually, right? अब हम check करते हैं कि आपने देखना क्या है. ओके, यहाँ पे है अपने पास क्वेश्चन कहता है एट अ फूड ब्लॉगर्स मीटिंग इन चंडीगढ़ 200 भुक्कड्स अराइव आउट ऑफ विच 175 लाइक पनीर टिक्का बटर मसाला 150 लाइक मसाला चाप 180 लाइक नूडल्स 160 लाइक छोले भटूरे. So all in all there are 200 people and there are four types of item that they like. So 175 like type A, 150 like type B, 180 like type C, and 160 like type D. Right. So these are the four types. So what are the total number of items or the likings to be distributed? 5, 12, 20, 665 items are to be distributed. Now these 665 items are to be distributed among 200 people. And I need to ensure that there are minimum number of people who are getting at least 3 items. अब मेरे को 4 items अगर बांटने हैं what is the way in which I can distribute. या तो किसी को 0 आइटम मिले, या किसी को 1 मिले, या किसी को 2 मिले, या किसी को 3 मिले, या सबके सब मिल जाए. ठीक है, ये तरीके से मैं बांट सकता हूँ. I can distribute it in this way. Now, what let's say the total number of people are from roll number 1 to 200, right? विजुअलाइजेशन करने में आपको बहुत ही आसानी होगी. इस तरह लिख लो, ऐसे 200 people है. Now, you can give either 0 items or 1 item or 2 item or 3 item or 4 item. ये चपातीज हैं आप जो इन लोगों को दे सकते हो, या चॉकलेट्स है जो आप इन लोगों को दे सकते हो. आपको इस एरिया को मिनिमाइज करना है 3 से 4 वाले को. इफ यू वांट टू मिनिमाइज द नंबर, if you want to minimize the people with 3 or 4 chocolates, what you will do, you will maximize the people with 2 chocolates. So आप क्या करेंगे, you will give 2 chocolates to each of this 200 plus people, right? So 200 into 2, 400 आ गया अपने पास, राइट. टोटल है अपने पास 665. अब बचा है कितना अपने पास, बचा है अपने पास 265. These are the remaining chocolates. Now these items are to be further distributed to these peoples. I can give one more or I can give two more. These are the two options I have. The maximum I can give is 4. अब मैं कम से कम भी एक ज़्यादा दे सकता हूँ या दो और दे सकता हूँ. But since I wanted these should be distributed to as less people as possible, what I will do now, I will distribute them to as less people as possible. So 265, I can give two more at most, so I'll give it to 132 people up to. So up to 132 people will get two or two more. So these 132 people have got 4 each. These 132 people have got 4 each. Now still, out of 265 divided by 2, 264, 132 people and 264 are distributed, and one chocolate is still left. So one chocolate will be given to that 133rd person. He will have 3 chocolates. So one third up to 132, each one has 4 chocolates. 133rd person has 3 chocolates, and from 134 to 200, rest of them have 2 chocolates each. So this is the distribution. So now in this way, the minimum number of people having at least 3 digits is 133. This is type 1, right? Second is our question on that we say condition based Venn diagram. Again, before we move there, we are generally talked about 3 set Venn diagram, how we represent it by this, right? By now, you might know that we represent it by this. Now, these are the regions A, B, C. A, B, C belongs to only one region, only one. D, E, F. D, E, F belong to region which have two each, right? And G belong to all of three. These are the type of regions that we have here, right? Okay, okay, fine. And this is the total subset. People who don't fall in any three fall here in the null subset. जो कहीं पे नहीं आते वो बाहर आते हैं. Just one thing that we need to know, that let's say this is cricket, this is football, and this is hockey. And let's say I'm given that there are 500 students who play cricket, football, and hockey. So if I will add these interiors 1 plus 2 plus 3, the total number of people who like only one or only two or all the three are 500. But when I will add these number, the cricket plus football plus hockey, जब मैं इसको ऐड करूंगा क्रिकेट प्लस फुटबॉल प्लस हॉकी को, तो ये ई दो बार काउंट होगा, डी दो बार काउंट होगा, एफ दो बार काउंट होगा, और जी तीन बार काउंट होगा. ये बात हमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इक्वेशन है जो हमें याद रखनी है. वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इक्वेशन, that the total when I do cricket plus football plus hockey is 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 3 times 3. Right, this is the total. Right, and this comes out to be, let us say that this was 200, this was, let's say, 250, let's say this was 300. So this will come out to be 750. Right, in this way you will get that, and then you will apply the equations or optimizations whatever required. This is the basic thing we need to know, right? Also, though we rarely see four variables question, but still if I want to know the structure how it is made, make a matrix of 3 into 3 like this, like this. Now join the alternate vertices, join this with this, this with this with this with this, right? So AI type, B type, C type, D type, this type belongs to all of them, this type below this belongs to three of them, and these regions belong to two of them, right? These six regions, right? And these are only A, only B, only C, and only D. This is how we represent four variables in the Venn diagram. Okay, now let's see the next question what we have. It says in a group of 300 people, 170 drink alcohol, 140 smoke and 100 chew tobacco. So 300 लोग हैं अपने पास, ये कैटेगरी है. Everybody belongs to at least ये categories, ये all of those smoke. ये ठीक है. Okay. Also, we are going to cover a lot of sets, I will not explain all the sets by reading the equations. I'll request you to pause the set and read it out, and then we will move to solution, and I'll keep on explaining the things. Okay. Now, I know that there are two kind of categories mentioned here: the people who drink and the people who play. And the people who drink are the subcategories of the people who play. As all the people who drink alcohol, they play poker. All the people who smoke play blackjack, and all the people who chew tobacco play roulette. So these are the kind of things that we need to keep in mind. Okay. Now, now let's see what it is. So since since this category is a subset of this category, तो मैं एक बार इसको लिख लेता हूँ यहाँ पे, and then we will see that there are 300 people. They play either poker or blackjack or roulette. So these are the three categories, right? So also further, I know that 210 are here, blackjack are 170, and roulette are 220. Okay, and alcohol are 170, 140 are smoking, and 100 are tobacco. All the people who drink alcohol fall in this category. All the people who do smoke fall in this category. All the people who chew tobacco fall in this category. Now, this category is common to this. This category is common to this. Now, there can be something common here or here also. Let's see अब हमें क्या किस तरह operate करना है इसके ऊपर. Okay, it is given that no one play all the three games. So this is zero, and everyone plays at least three games. So this part is also zero, which means whatever the 300 people are distributed among here only. Now, before we move any further, what are the total number of likings or the games to be distributed? 200 and 210, 170, 380, 220, 600. 600 games are to be distributed among 300 people. You can very well see that it is into two, right? But before we even move there, there was a certain possibility that there is a set of people who like all the three games, okay, and then it was an equal allocation among different variables or something like that. But अब मुझे ये zero दिया हुआ है. If this is zero, which means people who like one games or the people who like two games, these are 300, and people who like one games plus people who like two times two games, this is equal to 600, right? ये दो चीजें हैं, क्योंकि थ्री टाइम्स वाला तो वैसे ही जीरो हो चुके हैं अपने पास, हमें जीरो दिया हुआ है, इसलिए आई हैवंट इंक्लूडेड इट हियर. नाउ दिस मेक्स द थिंग्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? इट सिंपली मीन्स कि यार देखो, x प्लस वाई 300 है आपके पास और x प्लस टू वाई 600 है. अब ये सेटिस्फाई ही एक जगह पे होगा जहां y is equal to 300 है, which means the people who play all the three games, all the two games are 200. There is no one who is playing only one game, so this becomes zero. And this was nothing but mere observation here only कि 600 चीजें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होनी है, तीन वालों को जीरो मिल गया तो दो दो वालों को 300 देना पड़ेगा, इसलिए जीरो हो गया. which means this a b and c, a plus b plus c is 200. ये आ गया मेरे पास. अब जैसे ही मेरे पास ये आया, अब तो मेरी जिंदगी थोड़ी सी और आसान हो जाएगी, क्योंकि a प्लस बी प्लस सी 200 है अपने पास. ए प्लस बी प्लस सी, सॉरी, अपने पास टोटल 600 है, जिसमें से कि सॉरी ए प्लस बी प्लस सी 200 है अपने पास, 300 है अपने पास, जिसमें से कि a प्लस सी 210 है, right? This circle is 210 and the total of these people is 300, which means now this has made my life easy, which means only b is 90, only c is 130, and only a is 80, right? So if I talk about the total number of games distribution, these 80 people played two games. So that is poker and blackjack. So 80 into 2, 90 people played two, and 130 played two. So the total of these is 600, which is satisfying my equations, right? So this has made my life easier here. अब आपा देखते हैं कि हमें दिया क्या हुआ है, क्वेश्चन पूछा क्या क्या हुआ है हमसे. Then it says, what can be the maximum number of persons who drink alcohol and also play both poker and blackjack? एल्कोहल भी पीते हैं और पोकर और ब्लैक जैक भी खेलते हैं. ये तो जीरो है पहले ही. एल्कोहल वाले 170 के 170 यहाँ पे हैं, अब इसको मैक्सिमाइज करना चाहता हूँ मैं, जो लोग यहाँ पे इस रीजन को मैक्सिमाइज करना चाहता हूँ, तो कैन आई से दोज 170 आउट ऑफ दोज 170 आई कैन इजीली सेंड 80 ओवर हियर, दिस इज द मैक्सिमम अलाउड वैल्यू, देयरफॉर 80 इज अवर रिक्वायर्ड आंसर। तो ये तो काफी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड था अपने पास यहाँ पे, ठीक है, ये 80 आ गया। Okay. What can be the maximum number of people who smoke and also play poker? Who smoke and also play poker? तो smoke वाले सारे यहाँ रहेंगे, वापस वही बात होगी 140, इसमें से 80 मैं मैक्सिमम कॉमन दे सकता हूँ, राइट। ओके, तो इसका आंसर भी 80 आ गया, ठीक है। What can be the maximum number of people who drink as well as smoke? जो ड्रिंक भी करते हैं अल्कोहल और स्मोक, यानी यहाँ पे हैं या यहाँ पे हैं, एंड ऑल्सो प्ले रोलेट, एंड ऑल्सो प्ले रोलेट, रोलेट यहाँ पे है। अब देखो, रोलेट में तो वही लोग आएंगे जो यहाँ से कॉमन लोग होंगे यहाँ पे, राइट, लेकिन उसने कह दिया कि रोलेट तो जीरो खेलते हैं, विच मीन्स देयर कैन बी नथिंग कॉमन बिटवीन दीज पीपल, सो द आंसर टू दिस इज जीरो, राइट। लास्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट कैन बी द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ पर्संस हु स्मोक बट डू नॉट प्ले रोलेट? यानी कि 140 पीपल यहाँ पे हैं, मिनिमम लोग जो कि स्मोक करते हैं बट रोलेट नहीं खेलते। अब रोलेट ना खिलवाने के लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? आई विल हैव टू गो इनवर्स, मैं देखूंगा कि ऐसे कितने मैक्सिमम लोग हैं जो यहाँ पे स्मोक करते हैं और रोलेट खेल सकते हैं। वो तो 90 है, वो तो 90 है मैक्सिमम, यानी कि कम से कम भी ऐसे 50 लोग तो पक्का होंगे जो कि स्मोक करते हैं और यहाँ पे आते हैं, ब्लैक जैक में आते हैं लेकिन रोलेट नहीं खेलते। 50 लोग ऐसे कम से कम है, राइट, बिकॉज द मैक्सिमम कॉमन एरिया कैन कीप इज 90, सो 50 इज द आंसर टू दिस। ये भी कंप्लीट हो गया अपना, ठीक है, डन। Okay, let's see the third. Now, this is one of the finest set, that is condition-based Venn diagram, in which we make equations and solve. एक बार इसको read कर लो and then we will keep on solving it. In the placement season, ये there are three types of services, etc. There were candidates. Okay. So it now see, जब आप ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे ना, एक बार पूरा क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे, आपको कुछ समझ आएगा कि फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में कुछ कंडीशंस गिवन है, सेकंड पैराग्राफ में कुछ इक्वेशंस बनी होंगी, वहां से वो गिवन है, राइट, कि तीन तरह की इंडस्ट्रीज हैं अपने पास। तो अब इसमें क्या होएगा ना, इंस्टेड ऑफ मेकिंग वेरिएबल्स, इंस्टेड ऑफ टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ वेरिएबल्स, लाइक वन ऑप्शन इज टू सॉल्व इट लाइक दिस, ए बी सी डी ई एफ and G, and then keep on writing and making equations. One option is to solve it like that. The other option it could be to convert all of them into as less variables as possible. How can we do that? Let us see. एक बार क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हैं ध्यान से और उसके बाद जो जो चीजें दी हुई हैं उसको लिख लेते हैं अपने पास। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, सर्विसेज है और कंसल्टेंसी है, ये तीन तरह की चीजें हैं अपने पास। अब सबसे पहले देखते हैं, देयर वर 15 पीपल हु प्लेस्ड इन एग्जैक्टली वन इंडस्ट्री, यानी ओनली वन वाले 15 हैं, while the people who got placed in all the three industries were less than equal to 5, ठीक है। The number of candidates who got placed in at least two, out of which one is services, was more than those. Okay, अभी तक variables assign नहीं किए हैं तो उसको छोड़ देता हूँ मैं लाइन को। The number of candidates who did not get placed in consult, okay, इसको भी अभी छोड़ देता हूँ, आगे पढ़ते हैं। The number of candidates who got placed in services as well as consultancy was one more than those who got placed in infrastructure as well services. ये इससे एक ज्यादा है यहाँ पे, this is x plus 1, something like that. बट वन लेस देन दोज हु गॉट प्लेस्ड इन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंसल्टेंसी, इससे एक कम है, तो यहाँ पे x+2 आएंगे, ठीक है। एक बार देखते हैं अभी और कुछ कनेक्टेड है हमारे पास। द नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स हु गॉट प्लेस्ड इन ओनली इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, यानी दिस was same as those who got placed in services as well as consultancy but not in infrastructure. Okay, so this is, देखो अब ये भी कनेक्ट हो रहा है कि अगर ये x है तो ये भी अपने पास x है, और अपने को क्या दिया हुआ था, द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु गॉट प्लेस्ड इन सर्विसेज एज वेल एज कंसल्टेंसी, यानी कि जो ये x लोग हैं एज वो, लेट्स से अब इसको y मान लेता हूँ। ओके, द नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स हु गॉट प्लेस्ड इन सर्विसेज एज वेल एज कंसल्टेंसी, व्हिच मींस x plus y, was one more than the number of people who got placed in infrastructure as well as services. तो अगर इसको a मान लूँ तो ये a plus y plus 1 है अपने पास, तो ये कट गया, यानी कि a is equal to x minus 1, तो ये इससे एक कम था, राइट, बट वन लेस देन द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु गॉट प्लेस्ड इन कंसल्टेंसी एज वेल एज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। अब ये लोग इनसे एक कम है, इनसे एक कम है मींस यहाँ पे एक ज्यादा वैल्यू आ जाएगी, वेरी सिंपल, x plus 1. See, now before even I have started the question, I have made my life easy by just assigning some variables, और अब मेरी काफी इक्वेशंस एक साथ बन जाएंगी जो मुझे लग रहा है। इसको चलो मैं z लिख लेता हूँ, इसको मैं चलो a लिख लेता हूँ। अब मैं वो चीजें पढ़ता हूँ जो मैंने छोड़ी थी, क्योंकि मैंने इस पैरा को पूरा यूज करके इक्वेशन बना ली है। सबसे पहले तो है द टोटल इज 40, द टोटल इज लेस देन 40, ठीक है, पर क्या हमें z और a में भी कोई रिलेशन दिया हुआ है? लेट्स रीड आउट। The number of candidates who got placed in at least two industries, one of which was services. यानी कि we are talking about number of people who got placed in at least two, यानी कि this x minus 1 plus y plus these people. These are the people we are talking about. At least one of them is services, which means x minus 1 plus x plus y was more than those who got placed in infrastructure as well consultancy, is more than infrastructure and consultancy x plus 1 x plus 1 plus y. So y gets cancelled, x gets cancelled, x is greater than 2. तो ये रिजल्ट आ गया कि x2 है 2 से बड़ा एक, राइट, ये भी रिजल्ट आ गया. ओके. द नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स हु डिड नॉट गेट प्लेस्ड इन सर्विसेज, वो लोग जो सर्विसेज में प्लेस नहीं हुए, यानी x plus 1 plus z. number of candidates in services was same as those who did not get placed in consultancy. वो लोग उनके बराबर है जो कंसल्टेंसी में प्लेस नहीं हुए, यानी इज इक्वल टू x प्लस एक्स माइनस वन प्लस ए. तो यहाँ से x x x x एंड a इज इक्वल टू z प्लस टू. ये आ गया अपने पास a इज इक्वल टू z प्लस टू. तो ये रिलेशन भी आ गया अपने पास a इज इक्वल टू z प्लस टू. और भी बढ़िया हो गया ये तो. तीन वेरिएबल्स रह गए अपने पास. ओके. सो ये है a इज इक्वल टू z प्लस टू आ गया अपने पास. एंड but not equal to, they were not equal to. Okay, so basically these people, that is 2x plus z plus 1 is not equal to those who did not get placed in infrastructure. उन लोगों के बराबर नहीं है जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में हुए थे, यानी कि 2z प्लस एक्स प्लस टू. अब देखो यहाँ से हमें जब ये क्वेश्चन लिख रहे हो ना आप, यहीं से आपको समझना चाहिए कि जब आप x और z की कुछ वैल्यूज निकालोगे आगे चल के इक्वेशन में, तो शायद कुछ ऐसे वैल्यूज आएंगी जो हमें यहाँ से रिजेक्ट करनी पड़ सकती है या सेलेक्ट करनी पड़ सकती है, इसलिए इक्वेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है. व्हाइल यू राइट दिस यू शुड रिमेंबर दैट. ठीक है, इसको लिख लेते हैं अपने पास. ये अपने पास वैल्यू है ही है. और एक चीज अपने पास और है कि द नंबर ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स हु नंबर ऑफ द प्रोस्पेक्टिव कैंडिडेट्स इन दिस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वाज लेस देन 40. ये 40 है. ऑल्सो वन वाले 15 है, वन वाले 15 है, विच मीन्स x प्लस z प्लस 2 इज 15, which means x plus 2z is equal to 13. x plus 2z is 13. And also the what does that mean? इससे हमें ये पता लगता है कि जो x है वो हमेशा ऑड रहेगा, क्योंकि 13 में से एक इवन नंबर माइनस होकर x की वैल्यू आएगी, x is equal to 13 minus 2z, राइट. तो ये भी पता लग गया मुझे. ठीक है, अब देखते हैं और क्या रिलेशन आ सकता है. द टोटल कैंडिडेट्स वाज लेस देन 40. टोटल कैंडिडेट्स लेस देन 40 है, यानी कि अगर मैं सारी इक्वेशंस को ऐड कर देता हूँ अपने पास, तो अपने पास क्या आ रहा है, x x x 4 बार आ रहा है. ठीक है, y अपने पास एक बार आ रहा है, प्लस 2z प्लस 2, ये लेस देन 40 है अपने पास. तो यहाँ से क्या आया, 2 यहाँ चला गया, तो अपने पास आएगा ठीक है, यही आया 4x प्लस वाई प्लस 2z इज लेस देन 38. ये आ गया अपने पास. ये तो है, ये x प्लस 2z इज 13 था ही मेरे पास. अगर मैं इसमें से सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दूं तो क्या बच रहा है मेरे पास, 3x प्लस वाई इज लेस देन 25, ये बचा मेरे पास. ओके, अब ये बचा 3x प्लस वाई इज लेस देन 25, ये बच गया. ठीक है, अब ये एक इक्वेशन है, ये दूसरी इक्वेशन है. तो अब y तो चलो देखो, y इज अ एम्प्टी वेरिएबल, y कैन नॉट बी, y की एक रेंज है, राइट. y इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 5. व्हाट वी कैन कैपिटलाइज अपॉन इज द वैल्यूज ऑफ x एंड z. x एंड z की वैल्यूज हम देख सकते हैं क्या क्या आएंगी अपने पास, राइट. अब वो देख लेते हैं क्या क्या आएंगी. अगर मैं ध्यान से देखूं, जो मैंने दो इक्वेशंस यूज करनी है, x इज इक्वल टू 13 माइनस 2z, x equal to 13 minus 2z and 3x plus y is less than 25. y is not a negative number, right? तो कहना ऐसे है कि y को मिनिमम 1 होना पड़ेगा, y has to be at least 1, तभी तो ये यहाँ पे लेस देन 25 है. y can be 0 and that case x is 8, x 8 हो जाएगा उस केस में. लेकिन हमने एक बात डिफाइन की थी कि x को तो ऑड नंबर ही होना है, x कैन नॉट बी 9, राइट. तो x को 8 होना पड़ेगा कम से कम. ओके, सॉरी, x को पॉसिबल वैल्यू है x की हमारे पास 7, 9 नहीं हो सकता. तो x की वैल्यू है और सब डिपेंडेंट z की वैल्यू है. x को मैं मैक्सिमम रख सकता हूँ यहाँ पे 8, बट 8 पॉसिबल नहीं है बिकॉज x हैज टू बी ऑड, विच मीन मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आई कैन कीप x एज 7. x को 7 रखता हूँ तो 13 z कितना है अपने पास, z इज इक्वल टू x माइनस 13 अपॉन 13 माइनस x अपॉन 2. ये आया अपने पास, ठीक है। अब x को अगर मैंने रखा 7 तो z आया अपने पास 3, राइट। x को अगर मैं रखता हूँ 5 तो z आया 4। x को अगर मैं रखता हूँ 3, x को अगर मैं रखता हूँ 3 तो अपने पास y आया 5, राइट। 7 5 3 3 5। इसको x को इससे कम रख सकता हूँ मैं, इससे कम रख नहीं सकता। आई कैन नॉट कीप x लेस देन दिस, राइट। दिस इज द, यहाँ से हमने मिनिमम रेंज निकाली थी, x इज ग्रेटर देन 2, ठीक है। इससे कम तो मैं रख नहीं सकता। तो ये तीन रेंजेस आई मेरे पास। अब क्या ये तीनों वैल्यूज पॉसिबल भी हैं? ऑल दीज थ्री वैल्यूज आर पॉसिबल और नॉट? वी मेड दिस इक्वेशन, राइट। Let's verify all these values by putting in कि कहीं पे ये इक्वल तो नहीं आ रहे, because these are not equal. If I put x is 7, 14 plus 3 17 18, 6 plus 7 13 15 not equal, this value is valid. If I put 5 and 4, 10 4 14 1 15, 8 5 13 to 15, so this value is not possible. अगर मैं put करता हूँ x को 5, z को 4 और यहाँ पुट करता हूँ x z को 4, y को ये, तो ये दोनों इक्वल आ रहे हैं, इक्वल नहीं होने चाहिए, विच मीन्स दिस केस इज रिजेक्टेड। x कैन नॉट बी 5,4 एंड 3,5 नहीं है, फिर अब ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं है, ठीक है। 3,5 इज नॉट पॉसिबल, सो दीज आर वैलिड। 3,5 इज वैलिड, 2 3 6 प्लस 5 11 1 12, 10 प्लस 13 15, परफेक्ट, वैलिड है अपने पास ये। तो दो वैल्यूज वैलिड आ गई अपने पास, विच मीन्स दैट देयर आर टू सेट ऑफ वैल्यूज विच आर सेटिस्फाइंग दीज इक्वेशंस और विच सबसेट। तो मुझे दो केस लेने पड़ेंगे अपने in order to find the final solution. Now let's take those two cases and find the result कि क्या क्या पूछा गया मेरे से। Okay, so let me start putting the values. X can be 7, so if x is 7 here, this is 7 minus 1 6, this is z plus 2, this is 7 again, 7 plus 1 8, और कुछ ऐसे रिलेटेड नहीं है। This is y तो डमी अपना वेरिएबल है। z is 3 in this case, so 3 plus 2 5 here and 3 here, right? इस केस में हमारे टोटल कैंडिडेट्स कितने आ रहे हैं? 8 7 15 3 18 7 25 5 30 36। इस केस में अपने टोटल कैंडिडेट्स आ रहे हैं 36 प्लस y। ओके, नाउ लेट्स पुट इन द वैल्यूज हियर। तो x है, x प्लस 1 है, ये याद रखते हैं। x है, x प्लस 1 है, x माइनस 1 है, राइट। ये y रहेगा, z है इस केस में 5, तो ये 5 है और ये 7 है, राइट। ये दो चीजें आ गई अपने पास। और इस केस में टोटल लोग कितने हुए? 3 2 5 7 12 15 19 5 24 प्लस y। दीज आर द टोटल नंबर ऑफ पीपल हियर। नाउ दिस इज कंप्लीट। सो अब क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं, क्वेश्चंस क्या क्या दिए हुए हैं हमें, राइट। कहते हैं व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ प्लेसमेंट्स दैट वर ऑफर्ड टू द कैंडिडेट्स इन द इंस्टीट्यूट्स। So it is not asking me the number of people, it is asking me the number of candidates, the number of placements offered. Number of placements offered means 1 time 1 plus 2 time 2 plus 3 time 3, ऐसे करके निकालना पड़ेगा, जो कि इस केस में आएगा 36 प्लस y वाले केस में। 36 प्लस y वाले केस में y को मैक्सिमम कितना रख सकता हूँ? y को मैं मैक्सिमम 5 रख सकता हूँ, ठीक है। ओके, नाउ इफ आई एम कीपिंग y एज 5, अगर मैं y को 5 रख रहा हूँ, 7 6 13 5 18 7 25 29 38 41, ठीक है। तो 30 40, total is 41, so I cannot keep this y as 5, right? I can maximum keep it as 3 because the total number of people has to be less than 40, right? So these are the number of allocations done. Now what is the maximum number of placements here? 7 3 10 and 5 15, 15 into 1 प्लस 8 7 15 6 21 into 2। एक बार चीज एक बार काउंट होती है, दो बार चीज दो बार काउंट होती है, और तीन बार चीज तीन बार काउंट होती है, ये हमने पहले ही लिखा था, ठीक है। तो दिस इज टोटल, दिस इज अ टोटल ऑफ 66 16 and 42, 58, ओके। 16 15 and 42, हाँ ठीक है, डन। 66 प्लेसमेंट्स आई। इस केस में मैं y को 5 रख सकता था यहाँ पे, बिकॉज टोटल नंबर ऑफ पीपल इन दैट केस वुड बी 29, बट प्लेसमेंट्स कम हो जाती है उनकी, तो इसलिए नॉट पॉसिबल हुआ। ओके, देन what which of the following can be the number of candidates in the institute? Institute भी 36 plus y है, 24 plus y है, so 37 भी possible है, 27 भी possible है, 25 भी possible। Answer is all of above. Y can be anything from 1 to 5, 0 to 5 in fact. What is the maximum number of candidates who got job in services? This was services. Maximum number of people who got job in services: 5, 6, 11, 3, 14, and 7, 21. 21 in this case. 7 to 9, 5, 14, 3, 17 in this case. So answer would be 21. People who got job in services is at most 21. Right. So this completes more or less our Venn diagram part. Trust me, अगर आपको इतनी चीज conceptually समझ आई है तो इससे difficult नहीं आएगा. Next up is games and tournaments. Let's move to that games and tournament part now. Now, this is the third type, which say analytical reasoning type. In this, the conditions are given, and then we have to analyze. We have to analyze the conditions and then do everything else. Now, in this question, I hope you have read the data again, right? Pause the video and read the data. What we are given that no more than 2 matches were played on a single day. So there are four teams, right? And each team has to play other team once. So how many matches are there? How many matches are there? Four teams. Four C two. 6 matches here and 6 matches here. There are 12 matches in totality, and they have to be played on Monday through Saturday, right? There are 6 days. So, which leaves us with only one choice, that on every day there is one match happening from both the rounds. Only then we will be able to finish 12 matches on 6 days. Otherwise, we won't be able to do that, right? This is something we need to keep in mind. Now, Monday through Saturday, this is the thing. And also we know that then there are some conditions given. We are also given that there was a solo winner, the sole winners of the group. Sole winners means there are, see, if there are 6 matches, there have to be 6 wins that are to be distributed. Since I need a solo winner cannot come on 2 wins, right? Because it is not possible that one team win 2 matches, then one and this team wins one. There will be only 5 wins. If I need to have a solo winner, which means there must be a team which is winning all the matches, at least all the matches, 3 matches. Only then I will have a solo winner. I cannot have a solo winner on 2 wins, or obviously not less than that. Which means there was one team in both the rounds or in both the groups which is winning all the matches, right? This is something we need to keep in mind. Now, this is something structure that I'm going to follow. There is group one, there is group two, there are 4 teams, right? And there are these days. Now, which are these 4 teams? Let me read it and try to analyze. Says no more than one team in the entire tournament had 0 points and the team did not belong to group. So there is at most one team with 0 points, which means there is at most one team which did not win any match. There is a possibility that there is no team of such type, but at most there is one team, but that does not belong to group A. Okay, fine. So in group two, there might be a team with 0 wins. Might be, right? Okay. DC and Kings 11 Punjab played their first games on the same day, but their first games were played after all the other teams in their respective groups. So, in their respective groups, mean where they were in the different groups, had already played their first games. So, there is a team known as Kings 11 Punjab, K11P, and there is a team known as DC. That is Deccan Chargers used to be. Okay, so now they are playing after the teams have played. So, there are 3 teams which have played before them, right? Before them, they have already had their first matches. Their first matches not with this, but they have already played their first matches, right? So for 3 teams, can I say I need at least 2 days, right? For 3 teams, I need at least 2 days. T1, T2, and then T3 might have played here with T1 or T2, which means that in any event, Kings 11 Punjab and DC cannot play before Wednesday. So the minimum they can play is on Wednesday, right? I need to keep it in mind. Okay, done. This is done. This is done. Okay. Kings 11 Punjab defeated RCB but could not defeat DD. So Kings 11 Punjab has defeated RCB, which means RCB is also in the same group but could not defeat DD, which means DD comes here and it is, but they could not defeat Kings 11 did not defeat ADD, which means DD defeated Kings 11 Punjab. This is also the result. Now, there has to be a solo winner. There has to be a solo winner here, which means a team might have won 3 matches. Which is that team? Obviously, this team won then, right? Which means all other must have won 1-1-1, right? बाकी सारी teams एक मैच जीती होंगी, तभी ये possible है, right? क्योंकि इस टीम में in this they have all ended with same points first, and there is no winner, no team with 0 wins. Now, if DD has beaten Kings 11 Punjab, Kings 11 Punjab has beaten RCB. RCB cannot beat team 1 because it has to be a solo winner. RCB first team को नहीं हरा सकते क्योंकि उसने तो 3 मैच जीतने हैं. तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि आरसीबी ने किसको हराया होगा, डीडी को हराया होगा, राइट? आरसीबी मस्ट हैव बीटन डीडी. दिस इज द थिंग वी नीड टू कीप इन माइंड. ओके, very good analysis. Okay, fourth, MI defeated RR but could not defeat DC. So MI defeated RR but could not defeat DC. Okay, so DC is the winner here, MI is the winner there. Okay, fine. KKR lost their game on Tuesday while RCB won on Friday. So KKR has lost on Tuesday. So KKR has lost on Tuesday to a team. Now KKR can be in the group 1 as well as group 2. So I have written it here. Uh, okay. Also, I can clearly see that KKR cannot be in the group 1, right? Kyun? Because there are only two teams which are left, KKR and CSK, right? And if KKR was here, KKR must have won all the matches. But the team with 3 matches cannot be KKR, which means KKR is in the second group and CSK is in the first group, right? Okay, CSK is here and KKR is here, and KKR has lost on Tuesday, so KKR is here, and RCB has won on Friday. So RCB is here. Okay, this is also sorted. Now, CSK and MI did not play on Wednesday. So neither does CSK plays here nor MI plays here. Okay. DD played their first match not before RCB. So Delhi Daredevils did not play before RCB. So if DD does not play before RCB and these three teams have to play in these 2 days, which means the first match must be between CSK and RCB, right? And the second match was between DD. Now, if it was between DD and Kings 11 Punjab, they must have won it, but it was not between Kings 11 Punjab because Kings 11 Punjab cannot play before this. So DD must have lost, and DD must have lost to whom? DD must have lost to either RCB or CSK. We have to find that. We have to find that. So this person is either RCB or CSK. Okay. Exactly, two teams played their last matches on Thursday. Their last match on Thursday, but only one qualified for the final. Now, this is a very interesting point. दो टीम्स ऐसी हैं जिन्होंने अपना लास्ट मैच थर्सडे को खेला है. कहने से वो दोनों टीम सेम ग्रुप से नहीं हो सकती. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल दैट टीम 1 एंड टीम 2 आर प्लेइंग द लास्ट मैचेस हियर, बिकॉज इन दैट केस T3 and T4 are left, and it is not possible that T3 and T4 are playing on the rest of the 2 days. Which means there are two in both the groups. There is a team which is playing their last match on Thursday, but only one qualified for final. So there are two teams which are playing their last match here and here, but one of them is reaching to the final while other of them is not reaching to the final. Okay, so this is an interesting point we should keep in mind. Okay. All the teams in Group A played at least two consecutive match. All the teams in Group A play at least two matches on consecutive days. So two matches on consecutive days, which means CSK or RCB has to be here, though we have already analyzed that. But at least two consecutive days. At least two consecutive days. Fine, fine. Okay. Same teams won on Monday and Tuesday. Now, same teams are winning on Monday as well as Tuesday. Can I say RCB already lost here, so RCB cannot win here, so which means that CSK must be here. Done. Okay. Done. No teams who played on Friday play on Sunday. So Friday is the day for losers. No team playing here will play on Sunday. While at least one team on the remaining days plays on Sunday, which means all the other days between the two groups have at least one team which will play on the final. Right? Okay. Done. Now, for Kings 11 Punjab, can I say Kings 11 Punjab has defeated RCB, and here RCB is winning, which means Kings 11 Punjab can play in 3 slots. That is this slot, and this slot. Okay, done. Now, this CSK cannot play here. It's already given to me. So either RCB or DD will play here. If I am playing RCB here, RCB cannot play here because there are two consecutive days for RCB. There will be no two consecutive days for RCB. In Group 1, each team is playing on at least two consecutive days. So only option left here is DD. DD played here also. Okay. Now DD has played here also. DD has played 2 matches. Now DD has defeated Kings 11 Punjab. So I'll just reverse the sign. DD has defeated Kings 11 Punjab. RCB has defeated DD. So DD third match is here. Now RCB has lost. Now CSK has won and RCB has lost. So I have to have one here, one winner here. That is most probably our CSK only, right? So I have to have one winner. So this must be CSK. or then it would be here, and then it makes sense to keep RCB here, right? Okay. Also, also we know that there are two teams which are playing their last match on Thursday. RCB cannot play the last match on Thursday, so it must be CSK only, right? So CSK is here, RCB is here, RCB is here. So CSK. Now I also know that CSK is that team which is winning here, right? So CSK is not winning here. CSK's last team they are winning here, which means the team which is playing the last match here is not qualifying. Now, which is that team? Let us find out. So round one is pretty much sorted over here, right? Okay. Now, when it comes to here, I know that DC and Kings 11 played their last match on the same day. So DC must be playing here. Okay. Now, DC is playing here. Two teams are winning over here. Two teams are winning the same matches over here. KKR has lost. MI has defeated RR, which means RR cannot be the team winning here, which means MI must be here and MI must have defeated RR. Right, because the only option left here is MI and RR. KKR has already lost. KKR cannot play here also because there has to be same winner on both Monday and Tuesday. So MI must have defeated RR. MI must have defeated KKR. Now MI is the team with two wins. MI is the team with two wins, but MI is not the sole winner, right? Why? Because the sole winner is DC then, right? Because it has to have three wins. DC is the only team with three wins, right? Okay, only team possible with three wins because RR has lost, KKR lost. They cannot have three wins. So DC is the only team with three wins. So DC is playing here. Now, DC is playing against one of RR or KKR. That I don't know, but I know for sure that they are playing. Friday is the losers' day. No, now DC has to win three matches. DC has played their first match here. So DC has two options for the remaining three matches. DC has three options for the remaining two matches. DC cannot play on Friday, which means DC must have played here also and DC must have played here also. Right? It is a losers' day. It is a losers' day, and also I need to keep in mind that on Thursday one of the team is playing their last matches. Since MI has played two, so only option I have is for here is for MI, right? Let's say MI, and in that case MI also is not qualifying. DC is beating MI, in which means in that event the team to beat here is RC, RR, and KKR, and I don't know who's the winner between them right now. Okay, so DC has beaten MI, DC has beaten RR or KKR, RR or KKR. So this more or less completes my set, right? Right. Let's see the questions now because our set is sorted. Also, while discussing this set with one of my peers, one of them questioned me that why is it that MI is coming here and not RR and KKR here? So just check out that RR cannot play with DC on the two consecutive days. Same goes for KKR. It cannot play in two consecutive days. So it has to be MI only, right? Now let's see what are the questions and let's try to answer them. I'll have this is Monday, Tuesday. Let's just shuffle it. Which team reached the finals? So from here CSK and from here DC reached the finals, right? Which team played their match against DC on Wednesday? So I don't know. It is from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. DC is it is either RR or KKR, but I don't know. So answer is 99 in this case. What are the total points of RR and KKR? Now, see, MI has won two matches, right? And DC has won three matches. So there is only one win which has to be distributed between DC and KKR. Sorry, whatever the teams are, RR and KKR. Only one win will be distributed among these two teams. I don't know who will win, but I know that for sure that the total points they will get is from only one win. That is, I think there were 3 points. So only one win is being distributed among these three. So this completes our stint on games and tournaments. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move to the next section now. Let's see you. So let's start with the second phase that we have, games and tournaments. Now, when we talk about games and tournaments, there are generally three types of questions that we face. Questions of knockout tournament, the questions of round robin type, and the questions on condition based games and tournament. Right. So let's understand the basic terminologies of all three, and then we will see कि हमें क्या क्या करना है. When I talk about the knockout tournament means simply the team which is losing is not going to get a second chance. जो हार रहा है वो बाहर होता जाएगा, right? So if there are let's say 15 teams get playing, then there is only one winner, that is obvious, but there are 14 losers, right? Now, one general type of question that we generally see in knockout tournament, that how many matches does we take to conclude a winner? How many matches to conclude a winner? ठीक है. तो इसके अंदर ना, अब आपने कभी भी, you don't have to form rounds and anything. What you need to simply take care of is that if I need 14 losers, a team will only lose when it will play. So there are 14 matches. Right. So if there are 15 teams, there will be 14 matches in the tournament. If there are 18 teams, there will be 17 matches in the tournament. So if there are, let's say, 300 teams in a knockout tournament, how many matches will be there to find out a winner, to select a winner? We will say that there are 300 winners, there will must be 299 losers. And whenever a team loses, it goes out. So there are 299 matches here, right? Basic as that. Now, what are rounds here? Rounds are simply, if I start about this, start from the very, we can say, end. There is a final. Before final, there is a semi-final. Before semi-final, there is a quarter-final. Before quarter-final, there is pre-quarter-final. And then there are rounds, round one, round two, round three, somewhat like that. Now in final, we all know that there are two teams, team one and team two, right? In semi-final, it is team one, team two, team three, team four, right? Now, why I'm writing in this order, there is something called seed we need to know. What is a seed? Seed is the ranking given to the team on the basis of their performance. Let's say if India is the best performance team in the world for cricket, then India is given a rank, a seed one in the tournament, which is the probability. You can say that this team is the best team, right? Okay, so what is seed? Seed is the ranking based on performance. Let's say one, two, three, four, up to there are 32 teams in a tournament. Seed one is the best team, seed second is the second best team, and how the knockouts go on. First team played with the last, second plays with the second last, and so on. Right. Now, how to conclude that? How to understand that which teams will play where? There is also a basic trick used in that. You don't need to form the rounds. Just remember this thing, that if there is a final, there are two teams playing. If semi-final, there must be four teams. In quarter-final, there must be eight teams. Pre-quarter-final, 16 teams. So if there are, if I am talking about this round five, right, starting from here, I am giving round one to this. So in round five, there must be 2 raised to power 5, 32 teams. Right. Here 2 raised to power 6, 64 teams. Now, another set of questions you can get, that if there are seven rounds in a knockout tournament, seven rounds in a knockout tournament, how many teams are there? So you will say 2 raised to power 7, that is 128 teams are there, right? With that, there is also a concept called buy. The concept of buy. What is the concept of buy? We simply say that if I don't have any team to pair up with some team, the team is given a buy. What do I mean by this? Let's say there are 120 teams. Let's say there are 120 teams in the knockout tournament. Now, first team was supposed to play with 128 ranked team. The second team was supposed to play with 127 ranked team. So on up to eighth team was supposed to play with 121, ninth with 120. Now, I have the teams up to 120, which means this match is the first match to take place, but for the team with the ranking 1 to 8, I have no one to play with. एक से आठ को तो खिलाने को कोई है ही नहीं मेरे पास, which means these 8 teams will automatically qualify for the second round and is known to get a bye. इसको कहते हैं bye मिलना, कि ये 8 teams आगे चले गई हैं अपने आप, इनको bye मिल गया है. तो अब अगर मैं आज क्वेश्चन में हमारे पास ये आ जाए that in a seven there were 7 rounds in a knockout tournament, there were 7 rounds in a knockout tournament, and 10 teams get a bye, 10 teams get a bye in first round, then how many teams were there? How many teams were there? You will say that 2 raised to power 7, there were supposed to be 128 teams, but since 10 teams are getting a bye, which means the number of teams are nothing but 118. This is what you will say for a knockout tournament. Now, how to pair up for a knockout tournament? Let's say if there are 32 teams, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fifth round is the final round. This is the final round. Generally, here I have just mentioned it like this way, but generally our ranking is of the rounds is done in this way. Round one is the first round and round five is the final round. अब मुझे पता है कि यार यहाँ पे 32 teams होने वाली हैं. Always remember, first one will play with 32, right? So the total of the teams playing, this total of the seed is 33. Total of seed is 33. In any round it will stay true. यहाँ पे अगर 16 teams थी तो total of the seeds is going to be 17. यहाँ पे अगर 8 teams थी, total of seeds is going to be 9. यहाँ पे अपने पास 4 teams है तो यहाँ पे अपने पास 4 teams है तो total of seed is going to be 5. यहाँ पे it is going to be 3. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द बेसिक टर्मिनोलॉजी. नाउ इफ आई आस्क यू, second team will obviously play with 31. If I ask you which team will 10th team play with, so you will say the total needs to be 33, so 10 will play with 23, right? Simple as that. In third round, if I ask you which will third team play with, you will say the total needs to be 9, the third team play with 6, the first one will play with 8, the second one will play with 7, third one with 6, fourth one will 5. So total is going to be 9 in this case also. ये हमें समझ आना चाहिए, right? ठीक है, तो ये भी हमें समझ आ गया. सेकंड केस है, देयर इज अ टर्म नोन एज अपसेट. व्हाट इज एन अपसेट? अपसेट एज द नेम सजेस्ट, अपसेट माने नाराजगी. नाराजगी माने क्या होता है कि इफ द टीम विद द लोअर सीड, if the team with the lower seed is beating the team with upper seed, is known to be an upset. यानी कि अब मैच का रैंक मैच हुआ 10th और 23 रैंक में, ठीक है, इसमें मैच हुआ हमारा. अब जीतना तो 10 को चाहिए आइडियली, राइट? आइडियली 10th टीम शुड विन, बट 10 इज नॉट, 10 वोंट विन, 23 विल विन. दिस इज कॉल्ड एन अपसेट, राइट? दिस इज नोन एज अपसेट. तो ये चीजें हमें समझ आनी चाहिए. Then is round robin. Round robin is league based tournament. Now this we will cover up here only. The question also. So what is a round robin tournament or a league based tournament? It is not a knockout tournament. It is a kind of tournament in which each team gets to play many matches before they qualify for the final rounds, right? For example, we can talk about IPL or English Premier League if you are sports fanatic, right? In IPL, what happens? There are 8 teams. In 8 teams, each team play with another team twice, right? So there is team, let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. So this team is going to play with these 7 teams twice. So this team is going to play 14 matches. Similarly, this team is also going to play 14 matches, right? So the total number of matches here are 8C2 into 2, right? 8 में से कोई दो टीमें चूज करिए, उनको दो दो मैच खिला दिए. That is 56 teams, राइट? ओके, तो अब ये हमें समझ आना चाहिए कि अपने पास 56 मैचेस टोटल हैं. 14 इन्होंने खेले, अब बी की पेयरिंग करनी है तो बी को इसको छोड़ के सबके साथ पेयर करा दो. 14, 12, 10 एंड सो ऑन अप टू 02. सो ये अपने पास 56 मैचेस टोटल है, ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस डू वी फेस इन राउंड रॉबिन टूर्नामेंट? आई विल सॉल्व इट हियर ओनली. लेट्स से आई आस्क यू, each win gives you 3 points. Each win gives you 3 points. There was no draw, there was no tie, right? Then, if there was no tie, then what? First question: what is the maximum number of wins? So let's try start with minimum. What is the minimum number of wins in which team will qualify? यानी कम से कम कितने मैच जीत के टीम क्वालिफाई कर सकती है, ठीक है? And when the number of wins are same, teams qualify on the basis of net run rate. What is net run rate? That we will also discuss, right? Second, so what is the maximum number of wins in which teams will not qualify? कि इतने ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैच जीत के भी वो क्वालिफाई नहीं करेगी. Now you simply need to remember the word bottleneck, कि हमने कहाँ पे bottleneck करना है. आपका काम आसान है बहुत ज्यादा, ठीक है. हम जनरली कहते हैं that there are 4 teams qualifying. So मैं ये assume करके चल रहा हूँ कि out of 8, 4 teams will qualify, ठीक है. अब there are 8 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you want the wins to be minimum and still the teams won't qualify, आप चाहते हो कि सबसे कम से कम विंस हो और फिर भी टीम क्वालिफाई कर जाए, टीम्स विल क्वालिफाई, तो आप क्या करेंगे? आप जो टॉप की 3 टीम्स है ना, इनको आराम से जिता दोगे. अब क्योंकि मुझे सिर्फ एक टीम के लिए जिंदगी मुश्किल बनानी है, द नंबर ऑफ टीम्स विच विल क्वालिफाई, यानी कि मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ विंस पे भी फोर्थ टीम क्वालिफाई कर जाए. सो इसके लिए मुझे जिंदगी मुश्किल बनानी है और बाकी तीनों के लिए जिंदगी आसान बनानी है मैंने. तो व्हाट यू विल डू, you will give them maximum wins possible and you will bottleneck them these. Now what are the maximum win possibles for a team? अगर 14 मैचेस हैं, बड़ी सिंपल सी बात कहता हूँ, 14 मैचेस इसको जिता देते हैं हम सारे, इसको जिता देते हैं 12 मैचेस, ठीक है. ये दोनों 14 नहीं जीत सकते बिकॉज ये दोनों आपस में 2 मैच खेलेंगे, राइट? तो ये 14 जीत रहे हैं तो 12 जीत जाएंगे, ये 10 जीत जाएंगे. 14, 12, 26, 10, 36 मैचेस हो गए. Out of 56, 36 matches have been won by them, right? So 56 minus 36, remaining are 20 matches. I will distribute these wins uniformly among them, right? Among 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yani these 5 teams are winning 4 matches each. So minimum 4 matches and still a team will qualify whether on the basis of goal difference or on the basis of net run rate, if we're talking about football or anything else, right? And this is the minimum number of wins required. You can also do this with the help of PNC. How we can do it with the help of PNC, that there are how many teams? There are five teams at the bottoms. Five teams. If I drop the top three, पांच टीम्स बच रही हैं. ये पांच टीम्स में आपस में कितने मैच खेलने हैं, बिकॉज इनकी जो आपस की विनिंग्स होंगी वो तो आपस में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगी ना. ये नहीं हो सकता कि 4 और 5 का विनर वन हो, वो तो नहीं हो सकता. ये फाइव टीम्स ने आपस में कितने खेलने हैं? 5C2 into 2, दैट इज 20 मैचेस. तो जो ये टीमों ने आपस में खेलने हैं उनको आप इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दो, 4-4 ईच. 4-4-4-4-4. राइट, दिस इज योर रिक्वायर्ड आंसर. ये आपका सब यहाँ पे क्लियर हो जाएगा आपका. ठीक है, ओके, दिस इज ऑल्सो टेकन केयर ऑफ. नाउ the second type of question in which I ask that what is the maximum number of wins and still the team will not qualify. कि कितने ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैचेस हैं जहां पे टीम क्वालिफाई नहीं करेगी. अब ज्यादा से ज्यादा करने के लिए क्या क्या चाहोगे आप यही चाहोगे ना कि सारी टीम्स लगभग बराबर मैच जीत गई हो, यही चाहोगे. और मुझे ये पता है कि यार जो नीचे वाली टीम्स है वो तो पक्का नहीं खेलेंगी, 6, 7, 8 पक्का नहीं खेलेंगी, फिफ्थ भी इनफैक्ट पक्का नहीं खेलेगी. बट व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल ट्राई टू मेक द लाइफ टफ फॉर टॉप 5. इन सबके लिए जिंदगी मुश्किल बनाएंगे हम और 6, 7, 8 को बाहर कर देंगे हम. अब 6, 7, 8 के लिए क्या करेंगे हम? 6, 7, 8 ये तीन टीम्स आपस में कितने मैच खेलेंगे? कहने से 3C2 into 2. In between them they will play 6 matches. In between them they will play 6 matches. So out of 56, 6 matches they have played in between them, so the remaining are 50. I will distribute these wins equally among them, 10, 10, 10, 10 and 10. मैंने सारी विंस इनके बीच में इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दी. अब मैंने जब ये सारी टीम्स इसके बीच में इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दी है मैंने, तो आपका आंसर क्या आएगा? अब यहाँ पे आपका आंसर आएगा दैट 10 टीम्स एंड स्टिल द टीम वोंट क्वालिफाई. दिस विल बी योर रिक्वायर्ड आंसर. ओके, नाउ आई होप दिस इज क्लियर नाउ. Okay, now let's move to the next kind of question. Okay, I'll also talk about one case that is called home and away wins. Home and away wins. Let's say there are two teams A and B, and it is a, let's say, football tournament. There are teams A, B, C and D, right? Each team has the stadium in their city. A team का stadium A city में है, B team का stadium B city में है, C का C city में है and D का D city में stadium है. अब हमें कहते हैं कि यार इनके मैचेस हुए, कुछ मैचेस जब बी का मैच हो गए, हर टीम ने 2 मैच खेलने हैं. ईच टीम हैज टू प्ले 2 मैच. वन मैच विल बी प्लेड व्हेन बी विल विजिट ए एंड वन मैच विल बी प्लेड व्हेन ए विल विजिट बी. सो व्हेन द मैच इज प्लेड इन ए सिटी, फॉर ए इट विल बी अ होम गेम. फॉर ए इट विल बी अ होम गेम. But when A is going to any other city to play, for A that would be away game. Right, this is the basic meaning of home and away games. Right, okay, done. ये बात समझ आनी चाहिए हमें. दूसरी बात, लेट्स से अब ये फुटबॉल का टूर्नामेंट है. दे गो देयर एंड दे ए हैज डिफीटेड बी 2-0 and A has defeated C 3-2, right? So what are the goal for, what are the goal against, and what is the goal difference? Goal for means how many goals does A team has done. So A has done 2 here, 3 here, so A has done 5 goals. A has A did not conceive any goal here, but A conceived 2 goals here. So A goal 2 against, the difference is 3 positive plus 3. The team with better goal difference qualifies in the case of tie. Right? In the case of tie, the team with better goal difference always qualifies. This is also something we need to keep in mind. Okay. Now let's see the question. Now in this knockout tournament, I have it is always recommended to make a flow chart. I have just drawn this structure so as it is easy for you to qualify. As I discussed that these are now 5 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. This is the winner, right? This is not any round. So in five rounds, how many teams are there? 2 to 5, 32. How many matches will we take to qualify or to get a winner? We will play 32 minus 1, 31 matches. If I ask you in second round, which team will play with fifth ranked team? आप कहेंगे in the second round. The number of teams here must be 16 because there were 32 here. 32 से 2 16 रह गई teams. The total has to be 17. The total of seats must be 17. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So 5 will play with 7, 12. Right. So this is the basic thing we need to know. अब अपने पास अगला क्या है? ये क्वेश्चन लिया मैंने नॉकआउट टूर्नामेंट पे. बिफोर यू सी इट, प्लीज ट्राई इट एंड देन सी द सॉल्यूशन. राइट, ओके, आई होप यू हैव ट्राइड इट. अब इसमें क्या दिया हुआ है कि हमारे पास ऐसे ऐसे करके 32 टीमें थी. नॉकआउट टूर्नामेंट हुआ, ये सेमीफाइनल है, ये फाइनल है, 5 राउंड है. ठीक है, अब अपसेट उपसेट सब उसने बता दिया, ये हम अब कर चुके हैं। क्वेश्चन है, इफ इफ ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ टूर्नामेंट देयर इज अ सिंगल अपसेट, सिर्फ एक अपसेट हुई है, व्हाट कैन बी द लोएस्ट रैंक ऑफ द विनर ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट। अब जब हुई सिर्फ एक अपसेट है, तो उसको आप कहाँ कराना चाहोगे, फाइनल में कराना चाहोगे? ये तो कोई फायदा नहीं है कि मैंने अपसेट को यहाँ करा दिया, इधर इधर 28 टीम ने फिफ्थ को हरा दिया, उसके बाद तो वन ही जीतेगी, राइट। तो अगर आप अपसेट कराना चाहते हो, सिंगल अपसेट अलाउड है, तो वो आप सिर्फ फाइनल में ही कराओगे एंड वहां पे आप सेकंड टीम को जिता दोगे, विच मींस लोएस्ट टीम इन द केस ऑफ सिंगल अपसेट कैन बी टू, राइट, नथिंग एल्स। बस आप एक बात का याद रखेंगे, अगर एक अपसेट हो रहा है तो यहाँ पे कराएंगे, दो अपसेट हो रहे हैं तो यहाँ की लोअर टीम को कराएंगे, तीन अपसेट है तो यहाँ की लोअर टीम को, फोर्थ अपसेट है तो यहाँ की लोअर टीम को, चार अपसेट है तो इसको बस इस तरह से आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखेंगे तो बड़ा इजी हो जाएगा आपके लिए। Okay. If there are four upset, what is the lowest team can that can win the tournament? अब चार upset है, 1 2 3 4, यहाँ के lowest team को जिता दो। lowest team है 16, तो यहाँ पे 16 आ गई आगे, 1 की बजाय 16 और 8 का हुआ तो 16 जीत गई, यहाँ पे 16 और 4 का हुआ तो 16 जीत गई, यहाँ 16 और 2 का हुआ तो 16 जीत गई, तो यहाँ पे 1 upset, 2 upset, 3 upset and 4 upset and the lowest ranked team that can win is 16, right? ये हम ख्याल रखेंगे इस बात का। Okay. Now, if there are three upsets in first round and no upset in the other rounds, अब फर्स्ट राउंड में 3 अपसेट हुई हैं और उसके बाद कोई अपसेट ही नहीं हुई, उसके बाद द टेबल वेंट फाइन, then what is the lowest ranked team that can win the tournament? Now remember this, that if in the 3 upsets you are not eliminating 1 2 और 3, अगर आप 1 2 और 3 को एलिमिनेट नहीं कर रहे हो उन 3 अपसेट्स में, तो पक्की बात है अगले राउंड में तो जो भी टीम बची होगी वो जीत जाएगी। अगर यहाँ 2 होगी तो 2 जीतती जाएगी, 3 होगी तो 3 जीतती जाएगी, 1 होगी तो वो तो जीती जाएगी। तो यानी कि अगर आपको पहले ही राउंड में किसी को एलिमिनेट करना है तो आप टॉप 3 टीम्स को एलिमिनेट करोगे, तभी फोर्थ जो है बेस्ट टीम बनेगी एंड वो जीत सकती है। फोर्थ 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 फोर्थ, राइट। सो द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज 4, राइट। नेक्स्ट, in a round 1 and round 2 all the even number match results in upset, so all the even matches resulted in upset, okay. And the odd number did not result in upset, so odd went fine, okay. Then what is the rank of the team which plays against the 7th ranked team in the quarterfinals? In the quarterfinal, now this is final, semi-final, this is quarterfinal, 7 ke against we have to play 2. Now what is the easiest way to do questions? So just backtrack. 2 used to play 15 here and 2 used to play 31 here. Since it is an even number match, it resulted in an upset. So 31 must have come here. But when 31 come here, 30 in between 31 and 15, there was no upset. Upset सिर्फ first round में हुई, उसके बाद हुई नहीं है. So here who must have qualified? The here from here 15 must have qualified, right? So 7 will play 15 here, simple as that. So ये अपना आंसर आ गया इस क्वेश्चन का भी। Okay, so these are the two type of questions that we generally see in games and tournament. Moving to the third type, that is our condition based game and tournament. So let's move to our next section, that is binary logic. Now in binary logic we also call them the questions of truth teller, liar, alternative. आपने सुना होगा. Now there are some common characteristics to them and something something something. But before we move there, the small ad that we are going to start our boot camp, QA revision boot camp, the one of the most comprehensive revision course that you can find. It is starting from 12th. Yes, and it's a 7-day workshop at a very nominal price. Just visit our website and watch. Okay, let's see the binary logic thing now. There are three kind of people generally found: truth tellers, liars, and alternators. Right? Truth tellers, liars, and alternators. Now, when we talk about these type of peoples, though the name suggests, truth teller, the person who will always tell the truth. Who is a liar? The person who will always lie. Who is an alternator? Someone who will alternate between truth and lie. Lie, truth, lie, truth, something like that. So he will alternate between them. Now, also when it comes to this, we should keep in mind that there are some special cases in which they say a person can continuously speak truth or can continuously lie in any order. It is given to us in that case, right? So we have to take care of those questions in the special cases. But what is the major basic underlying concept to solve these type of questions? The basic underlying concept is we will always assume that a person to be a truth teller. Let's say there are three people, A, B, and C. They have said some statements. Let's say statement one, statement two, statement three, statement one, statement two, statement three, statement one, statement two, statement three. Now, They give some statements. So the statements to start by is when someone is claiming to be a truth teller, someone is claiming that I am a liar, someone is claiming that I am an alternator, something like that. These should be our starting statements, right? These should be our starting statements and we should focus upon them, right? ABC, these are kind of people. Okay. Now when we call about this, when we talk about this ABC, the people who have said the most outrageous statements, we assume that all their statements are true, and then we see that whether all the other statements are consistent accordingly or not. How this is applied, let's see it. It says on an island there are three type of people: the truth teller who always speak the truth, the liars who always lie, and alternators who alternate between truth and lie. Alternate means if there is a truth, then the next one is a lie. If there is a lie, the next one is the truth. So they will be in this order: truth, truth, lie, in some order like this. Right. The following were their replies when they were asked who is a thief. When first statement, Amar says I am not a thief. Anthony is a thief. Akbar is an alternator. Amar is not an alternator. I am a thief. I am a truth teller. Now this is one of those outrageous statements we were talking about. Whenever someone claims such statements, we should start with them. It would make our life easy because it would be very easy to prove them right or wrong. Okay, but still, without starting with it right now, without starting with Akbar, we will start with Amar just to see what difference will it produce. Let us say I'm starting with Amar और मैं कहता हूँ अमर की सारी स्टेटमेंट्स ट्रू हैं. दिस इज अ ट्रुथ स्टेटमेंट, दिस इज अ ट्रुथ स्टेटमेंट एंड दिस इज अ ट्रुथ स्टेटमेंट. नाउ it says I am not a thief, Anthony is a thief, so he is claiming him to be a thief. Now I am saying that he is a truth teller. He says Akbar is an alternator. Akbar is an alternator means Akbar's statement would be truth or lie truth lie. Now he says, I am a truth teller. I am a truth teller. This is definitely a lie, right? This is definitely a lie because I am assuming this to be Amar to be a truth teller, which means all the statements will move according to Amar now. So I am a truth teller has to be a lie, which means the only option it has is lie, truth, lie. Lie, truth, and lie. It says Amar is not an alternator. Amar is not an alternator and Amar is a truth teller, which means this statement is also proving to be true. राइट. अब अगर मैं अमर को ट्रुथ टेलर मानता हूं तो अकबर की दो स्टेटमेंट्स आपस में कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर रही हैं. आई एम अ ट्रुथ टेलर एंड अमर इज नॉट एन ऑल्टरनेटर. ना वो लाई ट्रुथ लाई में फॉल करती है ना वो ट्रुथ लाई ट्रुथ में फॉल करती है, which means that assumption of Amar being a truth teller is a wrong assumption. Since Amar cannot be a truth teller, therefore someone else must be a truth teller if there is one. If there is one, right? Now let's say Akbar is a truth teller. Let's say Akbar is a truth teller. Now, if Akbar is a truth teller, all his statements are true, right? I am a truth teller is true, I am a thief is true. Amar is not an alternator. Amar is not an alternator means Amar is either a truth teller or a liar, right? Now, Amar has given a statement about Akbar that Akbar is an alternator. Akbar is an alternator, which is a lie, right? Which means out of the two options he has of being a truth teller or a liar, he is definitely a liar. राइट. अमर ने ये कहा था कि अकबर जो है वो ऑल्टरनेटर है. अब अकबर तो ऑल्टरनेटर है ही नहीं, अकबर को तो मैं ट्रुथ टेलर मान चुका हूं, क्योंकि इसकी फिर ये स्टेटमेंट गलत होगी तो इसकी सारी स्टेटमेंट्स ही गलत होंगी, क्योंकि या तो ये ट्रुथ टेलर हो सकता था या ये लायर हो सकता था. अब ये लायर मान लिया मैंने, अकबर को मैंने ट्रुथ टेलर माना हुआ है. लाई 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 ट्रुथ ट्रुथ ट्रुथ. नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट एंथनी इज. लेट अस सी व्हाट एंथनी इज. एंथनी कैन बी ईदर अ ट्रुथ टेलर और अ लायर. ट्रुथ टेलर और लायर और ऑल्टरनेटर, एनीवन, राइट? ओके. He says Amar's second statement is false. Amar की second statement false है. And this is a true. This is a true thing. यानी ये statement इसने सही बोली है ना कि अमर की second statement false है. ये सही बात है. ठीक है? क्योंकि अमर की second statement false है, which means this is definitely a true. Now, if this is definitely a true, he has only two options: whether he is an alternator or a truth teller. Right? If I am assuming him to be an alternator, this is true. This is lie. This is true. He says I am not an alternator. I am not an alternator. अंथनी कह रहा है कि मैं ऑल्टरनेटर नहीं हूं. ठीक है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट क्या हुई? ट्रू हुई, राइट? अब अगर क्योंकि ये स्टेटमेंट ट्रू हुई और वो खुद ही कह रहा है आई एम नॉट एन ऑल्टरनेटर एंड हम उसको एज्यूम भी कर रहे हैं ऑल्टरनेटर, विच मींस ये स्टेटमेंट तो सेल्फ कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग होगी. अब अगर ये स्टेटमेंट सेल्फ कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग होगी, विच मींस ही कैन नॉट बी एन ऑल्टरनेटर, विच मींस ही मस्ट बी अ ट्रुथ टेलर. सो ट्रुथ टेलर एंड ट्रुथ टेलर. Now let's see whether the data is consistent or not. He says together all of us have made 6 correct statements. So if I am counting state 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is correct, right? अब कुछ भी contradict नहीं कर रहा, which means this is my final result. He is a liar, he is a truth teller, he is a truth teller. There is no alternator in the pack. And who could be a liar? Amar could be a liar. The answer to the first question is Amar could be a liar. Who is definitely a thief? I am a thief. Akbar is definitely a thief. Okay. How many true statements have been made? Six true statements have been made by all of them. Right. So this completes my set. The only basic thing we need to understand: start with outrageous statements. Assume that person to be a truth teller. Check the consistency with others. Okay. Now, let's see. The city crime branch received next is the city crime branch received reports of this. Please read the set and let's come back to topic. Okay. I hope you have read the set. अब वो कहते हैं यार from the experience SP knows that the first and second statement of each of the suspects spoke were false. पहली और दूसरी statement false है. This is a false. This is a false and this is a truth statement. Right. Now there are three types of crimes: uh, डकैती, burglary, and murder. Burglary. Right. Okay. Now, seems complicated, but this is one of the easiest set when it comes that ये दोनों तो हमारे false statement है. I just have to pair them up. How we have to pair them up? देखो रंगा कहता है, रंगा said I was with शमशेर. So रंगा cannot be with शमशेर. So रंगा शमशेर के साथ नहीं हो सकता, डैनी के साथ नहीं हो सकता, और कहाँ पे रंगा? मल्लू और किट्टू के साथ भी नहीं हो सकता. राइट, मल्लू और किट्टू के साथ भी नहीं हो सकता. तो अभी चारों के साथ रंगा नहीं हो सकता, और कहीं पे रंगा डैनी के साथ ये हमने कवर कर लिया है. तो अभी चारों जगह अगर रंगा नहीं हो सकता तो रंगा के लिए ऑप्शन एक बचा बिल्लू. राइट, सो रंगा इज विद बिल्ला. आर एंड बी, दिस इज अ पेयर. राइट, दिस इज सेट. आर एंड बी आर सेट नाउ. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट शमशेर, शमशेर डैनी के साथ नहीं हो सकता, मल्लू के साथ नहीं हो सकता, बिकॉज आई वॉज विद डैनी, मल्लू वॉज विद मी. तो अब वो डी के साथ भी नहीं हो सकता और एम के साथ भी नहीं हो सकता. तो बचा क्या उसके लिए? के ही बचा. एस एंड के आर अ पेयर, which means D and M are a pair. ये तो मेरा सेट यहीं पे खत्म हो गया. अब ये सेट यहीं पे खत्म हो गया. Now I just have to read about these things. R says I know nothing about डकैती, which means R can either be here or here. R's partner B says I know nothing about B. I know burglary, so R has to be here. So Ranga and have to be here. Now second statement is B, burglary. Now burglary के बारे में क्या है हमारे पास? S says I know nothing about burglary. So S nothing about burglary, so S will come here with K. D will come here with M. This completes my set. Now who's Ranga's partner? Ranga's partner is Billa, right? And who were the murderers? Murderers were Ranga, Billa. Who committed the dakati? SK. And according to who were in the burglary? DM. So these are the right options, right? So this completes my findings and the sets on binary logic and truth teller. I kept a relatively easy set here so that you can understand the concept well. I hope you did. Now, also you can find such sets in our 125 sets PDF. The link is in the attachment. There are a lot many sets for these things. You can try from there. Okay, let's move to the next topic now. So let's begin our next topic, roots, network, and project management, right? I have kept them together because the underlying concept of both these topics is very, very same. You have to make some paths, you have to optimize the best route and find the answer. How we will just see right now. And like the every new topic, a small ad that we are starting our boot camp. And if you are someone who need a quick revision, this is the perfect place for you. Okay, let's see what the first set is all about. It says in Delhi, there is a hospital, temple, mosque, church, gurdwara, school, and park. The following pair of places are interconnected by a road. So it has given us some structure. Church and C and S, C and M. So C and S, C and M. Okay. M and G, S and P. M and G, S and P. Okay. S and T, P and G. S and T, P and G. Okay. S and T. Okay. T and G. Okay, so T and G, T and G, G and H, H and T, G and H, H and T, P and H तो नहीं है, नहीं है. Okay. Now these are the destinations that are, they are organized together and they are connected via roads, networks. Now buses from these places travel only to the places directly connected by the roads. Okay, for example, Gurdwara, this place will be this is road is connecting to this. So a bus will go from here to here. A bus cannot go from here to here directly. Okay. Now, Next thing, for example, then it is given to us that all the buses have these many fares, but this is a no particular order. It is my wish to assign 12 to a particular stop, 13 to a particular stop in any order I want. I can assign that. Okay. It says what is the minimum amount that a person has to pay if the person wants to go from church to hospital. Church to hospital. It is very easy for a start. Church to hospital. I will try to include as minimum stoppages as possible. So like this, I will go in this way, or I can go in this way. Anyway, so both these places have only limited stoppages in between them, right? Church to hospital. Now, when I am going from church to hospital, I am buying one ticket at church, one at school, and one at the temple. So one and two and these three rows. Now, I don't have to buy any ticket here because this is my final destination. And since the prices are my variables, I can assign anything. So I will assign them accordingly. I will assign them, let's say 10, 11, and 12 as less as possible. So the minimum that I have to pay is 33 rupees. A very straightforward question, right? Okay. Second, how many different routes can a person take if he wants to go from school to Gurdwara without visiting any place twice? So from school to Gurdwara, right? School to Gurdwara without visiting any place twice. So one is this route, pretty straightforward. The second could be obviously this school to Gurdwara done. What else is possible? The third could be this. Okay, anything else that I can take to visit from school to Gurdwara? Okay, yes, one more. This S, T, H, and G. So these are the four routes possible, right? So then these four ways I can reach from this to this. A very straightforward question again. So there are four routes possible. Okay. Now next question. Both Ramesh and Suresh started from temple and reached the mosque via at least two of the given places. So both of them have started from temple. Both of them have reached to mosque by covering at least two places. There are two places. Okay. Ramesh paid 45 by Suresh paid 39. So Ramesh has paid 45 by Suresh has paid 39. Okay. If the amounts one has to pay if one travels from school to school and the Gurdwara 12 and 15 respectively. So these prices are fixed. The school is 12, Gurdwara is 15 respectively. Right. Then what is the minimum amount Ramesh has to pay if he travels to the temple from the park? So if he travels to the temple from the park, so from the park he has to start and he has to reach the temple. And I need the minimum amount, which means he has to fill the amount for two stoppages for P and for S. For S, it is defined. So the total amount he has to pay ultimately is 12 plus X, where X is the amount for P. Now, minimum, though I can quite feasibly see should be 10, but let me see that whether that 10 will be used in my arrangement or not. Is ऐसा तो नहीं हो रहा that to make this 45 or make this 39, I have to use that 10, right? Let me see. Now, when a person is reaching from T to M, and if he's spending 45, I see if you are good with averages, you will very easily be able to see 15 into 3 is 45. The only way he can quickly reach is 14, 15, 16. So 14 plus 15 plus 16. These stoppages. So it can be the root can be T, H, G, and M. I am not using this P. I will try to avoid using P so that I can keep my 10 rupees free. राइट 10 रुपये वाला फेयर मैं फ्री रख सकूं. तो इसको मैंने दे दिए. अब अपने पास जी पे तो 15 ही है, तो बाकी बचे 14 16. तो ये 14 16 हो सकता है या ये 16 14 हो सकता है. वन ऑफ दीज, राइट. Okay, so that G is definitely 15. So this way I have allocated my total money. Now S is spending 39 rupees. He is also starting from T. So he is spending the first amount as 14 rupees. The rest is 25. 25 can be 12 and 13. Right. So I can very easily 14 and 12. Yeah. I can 12 and 13. I can make this route. So it is 12, then this will be 13. I can make this. In this case, I can keep my PS 10 as possible as minimum as possible, and this will not intervene. There might be the possibility that 39 can be made from some other way also. हो सकता है किसी और से भी होता है, पर मुझे मतलब नहीं है क्योंकि मिनिमम पॉसिबल पूछा हुआ है. मिनिमम पॉसिबल 22 से कम नहीं आ सकता हमारा. तो 22 इज द राइट आंसर. ओके, let's read the last question now. It says on each day of 6 days of the week, Monday to Saturday, Rajan started from the park So this is the starting point, and visits the remaining 6 places, one place every day. He starts from the park in the morning and returns to park in the evening after visiting the place, taking the same route he took in the morning. For example, if he is visiting the place C, then let's say if he is going PSC, he will return as CSP, like this, right? In this way. Okay. What could be the minimum possible fare paid by the Ragna over the 6 days? Now, in order to determine the minimum possible fare, I will have to lay out the routes. मुझे हर एक रूट को कुछ पैसे देने पड़ेंगे, कुछ फेयर लगाना पड़ेगा. Let's say मैं P से start कर रहा हूँ, which mean every day I will start my journey with P, right? On all the 6 days, I will start my journey with P, which means P will be used 6 times. P will be used 6 times, definitely, right? In this way only I have to see that which other stoppage will be used which time in order to cover all the places. कौन सी जगह ऐसी है जो सबसे ज्यादा बार यूज होगी, कौन सी जगह ऐसी है जो सबसे कम बार यूज होगी. The place which is used the maximum number of times, I will give that 10 rupees, the minimum fare, and the place that is used minimum number of times, I will give that the maximum fare. So what I will try to optimize my routes. मैं अपने routes को optimize करूंगा इस तरीके से कि अगर मैं किसी एक पर्टिकुलर स्टॉप को ज्यादा कर सकता हूं और बाकी सबको कम कर सकता हूं इंस्टेड ऑफ सबको ज्यादा करने की बजाय. व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय दैट? लेट्स से आई हैव टू रीच टी, लेट्स से आई हैव टू रीच टी, इफ आई एम यूजिंग पीएससी एंड नॉट पीजीटी, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि मैं पीएससी भी करूं और पीजीटी पीजीएच. ओके, सी if you see now, before I even start the question, I can observe one thing, that if I am using this place G, pgt, pgm, PGH. This is giving me three short routes, right? It doesn't, it involves three short routes. Then PST, I'll just give it a different color. PST and PSC. These will give me the other two routes, right? So in this way, I will be able to cover my destinations in a quick manner, and G will be used more number of times as compared to S, right? Let's see what are the various routes possible. First of all, let's say he's visiting S. So if he's visiting S, P, S, P, the last place is not counted. This P is the fare is not counted because he is returning here. He will not buy a ticket here. So he will buy a ticket at P. He will buy a ticket at S while coming back. Right. The second, I said PSC. So P S C. Then from C he will buy a ticket to S. From S he will buy a ticket to P. Right. Okay. This. Okay. Done. Third, let's say G now. P and G and P वापस. Okay. Fourth, PGH. P and G and H and G and P. So he will go in this way, right? P, G, H, G, P. So he will go in this way. Okay. Right. Fifth point. Fifth point includes T, PGT. P, G, T, G, PGTGP. Right. Okay. Done. So P is again not counted. Mind it. Okay. The last is M. P, G, M, G, P. P is again not counted. So now, how many times P is used? P is used 6 days, six as a starting stop, 6 times. Nothing else is none else. S is used how many times? 1, 2, and 3. S is used 3 times. How many times G is used? G is used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So G is used 7 times. Okay. Now, rest all H, T, and M. These three. And anything left? H, T, M. H, T, M, and C. These are all used only one time. So I can allocate them any money that I want. It will not matter because ये चारों तो एक ही बार use हुए हैं ना. So now G is used the maximum number of times. Since G is used the maximum number of time, I will allocate 10 rupees to G, 11 rupees here, 12 rupees here, and then 13, 14, 15, 16 in any manner because ultimately I'm going to add them only. So how many money I am spending? 11 into 6, 66, plus 12 into 3, 36, 66, 36, 102, 17, 70, 172. Okay, and 13, 14, 15, 16. AP here 14.4 into 5, 14.4, 14.5 into 4, 58. So 30, 230. 230 is the final answer. Right. This is the total I will achieve. Now, this completes my set. Looks like a very easy set, but once you make this flow chart, the life is very easy. So the best way of doing roots and network is just try to make a neat flow chart in which you can optimize and see all the values, nothing else. Okay, just try doing this. Now, let's read the second type of question from this. That is, we call it project management. It says, Harsh, a contractor, landed a civil project. To manage the project more efficiently, he divided the project into 7 tasks. Task 1 to task 7. Among the 7 tasks, certain tasks cannot be started until prerequisite tasks are completed. Obviously, right? जैसे कि पार्ट टास्क 1 है, उसके लिए prerequisite task is task 5. So जब तक task 5 नहीं होता, task 1 नहीं होगा. Harsh assigns each of the 7 tasks to exactly one person from A through E, and all the person have same efficiency. So whatever the number of the days, A will also take 14 days, B will also take 14 days. Each person, after completing the task, will take a 7-day rest, which means let us say hypothetically that now let's say C is doing task number 2. C is doing task number 2. Now, C will work from 1 to 24 days plus 7 days rest. So C will be occupied from 1 to 31 days, though he will work for 24 days. Also, I need to keep in mind the task which requires C to be completed. That can be started on 25th day by any other person except C. ठीक है, ये हमें ध्यान रखना है. ठीक है, done. Okay. Now, बस इसके अलावा तो अब again nothing else is left. I have to just optimize my thing. Up, there are many ways to complete this. Some people use graph approach. Some people use some other approach. I use the roots approach. I like it the best because it's very convenient to map things in that. Right. First things first, what we will do, we will identify the independent task. Independent task means वो task जिनका कुछ prerequisite नहीं है, जैसे कि task 2 और task 7 हो गया अपने पास. This is task 2. This is task 7, right? Okay. Now task 2 is independent, task 7 is independent. Now let's see which tasks are dependent upon them, right? Task 2 is 7. Task 5 is dependent upon these two, and task 3 is dependent upon task 7. So task 3 is dependent upon task 7. As soon as this is complete, I can start this. Task 5 is dependent upon both 2 and 7. So task 5 is dependent upon both 2 and 7. I will connect this. Now this connector means that in order to reach here, we need this joint, right? I'll make it like this. Now task 1 is dependent on task 5. Task 1 is dependent upon task 5. Task 1 is done, task 2 is done, task 3 is done, task 4 is dependent upon 3 and 5. Now 4 is dependent upon 3 and 5. So now I will just make a connect here, right? That for 4, I need to complete these two. Okay, now only one task is left. That is task number 6 is left. Task 6 is task 1 and task 4. So this is task 6. Right. This completes my flow chart kind of thing. Right. Now it is very easy for me to optimize it. There are how many people? There are 6 people. A, B, C, D, and E. I can simply write that which person I am allocating where and how much time he or she is taking. Right. Okay. Now, when I am talking about this now, so task 2 can be done by C and D. Right. Now I have to allocate the people. Task 7 can be done by BCE. Right. Task 5 can be done by CE again. See, there is a clash here. Now, and C is here also, which means if I am allocating C here and E here, hypothetically, then I cannot allocate 5 to anyone except these two are free. So I will try to make B busy here. I will try to keep on B here. Right. Okay. This makes my life a bit easier. Let's say I'm able to understand. Task 3, C and D again. अगेन ठीक है, तो मैं यहाँ से सी और डी को इजी रखना चाहूंगा, सी को यहाँ रखूंगा और डी को यहाँ रखूंगा, बिकॉज दीज टू आर क्वाइट फ्री, एंड बी एंड ई को यहाँ रखूंगा. ठीक है, तो ये मेरे को समझ आ गया यहाँ से यहाँ तक कि आई विल कीप बी हेयर, आई विल कीप ई हेयर, आई विल कीप सी हेयर and D here, right? Okay. Task 1 can be done by A and B. Task 4 can be done by B and D. So basically one from A and B will come here and here all. Okay. And task 6 can be done by A and B again. Okay. Now isko मैं sort करता हूँ बाद में. This I will sort at a later stage depending upon the days. But first 4 tasks are quite clear to me, which I need to complete. Now task 7 requires 25 days, which means it will complete on 25 days, 1 to 25. And it is done by B. which means B will be occupied from 1 to 25 plus 7, which means 1 to 32 days. B is occupied. Now, done. B is occupied, done. Now, think about task 3. Can I say task 3 will not necessarily start on 33rd day? यहाँ नहीं शुरू होगा because task 3 is to be done by person number D. Now, person number D starts task D from 26th day. And how many days will it take? 23. 26 and 23, 49, 48. Right. Please remember that you will not write it 26 plus 23, 49. These are not 23 days. These are 24 days. 26 is counted. Right. So 26 से 48 days आया अपने पास. Just in case if anyone is confused, day number 1 to day number 7 are 7 days. It is not 7 minus 1, 6 days. Similarly, 26 to 48 is not 48 minus 26, 22 days. It is 23 days. Right. Correlated with this. Now, D is occupied from 26 to 48. 26 to 48 plus 7-day rest, which means D is occupied from 26 to 55 days. This is also done. Right. Okay. Now, let's think about C. Okay. Now, task 2. Task 2 was done by E. Task 2 was done by E, and it requires 24 days, which means 1 to 24. It is completed on 24. So, E is busy from 1 to 24 plus 7. 1 to 31 days. Okay, so C can start the work from 25th day. C can start the work from 25th day. 25 to what? 25 to task 5 is 19, right? 25 and 19, 44, 43 days, right? So 1 to 24. Okay, and this. Oh, no. So, okay. So it cannot start from 25th day, right? Because on 25th day, this is ending up. And task 5 requires these to be completed. So it will start on 26th day, right? So these are the small errors that we need to keep in mind. I almost did that. Task require 19 days, 26 plus 19, 45. I will keep up to 44 here, right? So C is busy from 26 to 44 plus 7, which means C is occupied from 26 to 51 days. Now A is free. A will start task number 1, and when can A start? A can start it from 45th day. As soon as this task is complete, A can start working here, right? So A will be busy from 45th day till, so from 45th day till task 1 requires 14 days. 14 and 14, 45 and 14, 59, 58. 45 to 58 plus 7. So A is occupied from 45 to 65 days. Okay, A is occupied from 45 to 65 days. Now A is also done. Now all the people are occupied. Now task 4 can be done by either B or D, right? Now D is working till how many days? See, when can this task start? This task can at as soon as possible can start from 49th day. But who is free? B is free. So I will obviously use B over here, right? I will not wait for D to complete his rest till 55th day, right? So I will now allocate a task to B from 49th day onwards. From 49th day onwards, task 4 takes 16 days, 49 and 16, 65, 64. So B is now busy from 49 to 64 plus 7, 49 to 71 days. Right. This is the task of B. Right. Okay. Now, when B is working over here, now this task completes in 58 days, and this task at the earliest can be completed in 64 days. Now, when does A get free? A gets free on 65th day. A gets free on 65th day, right? So as soon as A gets free from here on 65th day, after taking a break, he can start the task number 6. Task number 6 starts on 66th day, obviously, and take 20 days, which means up 66 plus 20, 86, 85. 66 to 85 days. This my task is complete. So A is then 66 to 85 plus 7, 66 to 92. So this completes my flow chart. Now also there can be a point of confusion that why not wait for D to take the rest and then B to complete it. But remember, we just had a break of 2 days here. सिर्फ 2 दिनों का ब्रेक था. अगर मैं D को ब्रेक कराता तो 7 दिनों का और ब्रेक आता है यहाँ पे कम से कम. तो वो फायदा नहीं था उस चीज का. तो this is the minimum time required to complete the task. Now, what is the minimum number of days required to complete the project? That is answer is 85 days. If the project is completed in minimum number of days, which of the following person will be doing the maximum number of tasks? A, C, D. A is doing 2, C is doing 1, D is doing 1. Since it is said from the following, I will mark it as A. Right? It is not asking us independently or anything, because A and B both are doing 2 tasks in the process. Right? Okay, done. So this question is complete. Now, the third question: if only 2 persons were assigned the work, now the whole theory has changed. Whatever I have done till now is of no use, because now only 2 persons have to perform all the tasks. Now, since only 2 persons have to perform all the tasks, now I need to identify that which person will be able to do which task, right? How will I identify that? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई हैव टू चूज दोज टू पीपल, राइट? मुझे वो दो लोग चूज भी तो करने पड़ेंगे, कौन से वो दो लोग होंगे। उससे मैं कैसे चूज करूंगा कि कौन सा टास्क है जो मिनिमम लोग कर सकते हैं, विच टास्क इज डिपेंडेड ऑन ओनली ए। लेट्स से बिफोर आई इवन स्टार्ट द क्वेश्चन, लेट्स से टास्क 1 कैन बी डन बाय ओनली ए, लेट्स से। तो कैन आई से आई हैव टू सेलेक्ट ए एनी हाउ, बिकॉज अदरवाइज टास्क 1 कैन नॉट बी डन। नो, आई कैन सी टास्क 1 कैन बी डन बाय ए एंड बी, task 6 can also be done by A and B, which means one among A and B has to be there. Otherwise, task 1 and task 3 cannot be done. Similarly, C and D. Task 5 and task 5 and task 2 can be from C and D. So one person from this pair has to be there, one person from this pair has to be there. Now I have to see that which person can I leave. Task 3 can be done by C and D only. So I cannot leave C. C has to be there. Okay. Task 4 can be done from B and D only, so B has to be there. So B and C are the people. So this is also then taken care of. This is also then taken care of, which means the 2 person that I have selected are B and uh, B and C. Right? The 2 persons I have selected is B and C. Okay. Now B and C are selected. Okay. Now let me see. Let me allocate. Task 2 can be done by C and D, but I have selected only B and C now. So this task will definitely be done by C. Task 7 can be done by BCE, so this will definitely be done by B. Task 5 can be done by C and E, since E is not here, so this is definitely C. Task 3 can be done by C and D, so this is definitely C. Task 1 is A and B, so this is definitely B. Task 4 is B and D, so this is definitely B. Task 6 is A and B, so this is definitely B. Now I have sorted my tasks. My only thing now, or the only thing that I need to take care of, is that which how many numbers these are busy. Where are they busy? Right. I need to take care of that. A, sorry, B and C. Okay. So B starts task 7. Task 7 take 1 to 25 days plus 7 days rest. So 1 to 25 plus 7 day rest. So 1 to 32. B is occupied from 1 to 32. Right. Okay. Done. Now, okay, B don't have to do anything. So as soon as task 5 or 3 will complete, whichever task will be finished first, B can start either T1 or T2, right? Anything. Okay, now B is waiting after this. Okay, okay. Task 2 is done in 1 to 24 days, right? Task 2 is done in 1 to 24 days. Okay, so C works from 1 to 24 plus a 7 day break. So C works from 1 to 31 days. Now C is now next available on 32nd day. Since C has to do both the tasks, but I will finish this first so that B can start this, or he has to do both things. So it does not matter. Let me give 32 here. Let's say task 5 is 32, 32 and 19, 32 and 19, 51, 50, 32. This is 50. Okay, 32 and 50. Okay, 32 and 50 यहाँ पे आ गया. So C is then working from 32 to 50 plus 7, which means 32 to 57 days. Now see, now this work will start from 58th day. Task 3, 58 and 23, 81, which means up to 80 days. So C is then, and then there is no work for C. Basically, C is free after that. But since according to protocol, I need a 7 day rest. So C is now 58 to 87 days. He is not busy. He is not available now. B can start this from 51st day itself, because B is totally rested up to that time. B is available from 33rd day. यहाँ 50 दिनों में ये खत्म हो गया, तो B will start this as soon as possible. So from 51 to it needs 15 days. Task 1 needs 14 days. 51, 14, 65. So it will be up to 64 days. So B is now occupied from 51 to 64 plus 7. 51 to 71 days basically. Okay. Now it will start this task. This task, see, since B is available from 72nd day, but this task to be completed. This task is finished on 80th day. So instead of 72nd day, he will start from 81st day. From 81 to how much? Task 4 is completed in 16, 81 and 16, 97, 96 days. This is complete. So B is then occupied from 81 to 96 plus 7. 103 days. Up to 103 days B is occupied. So last task will start from 104th day and it requires 20 days. So 104, 23 plus 20 days up to 123. So this is the final scenario in which two people will be completing all the tasks. Now the third question asks, task 1 will be finished as soon as 64 days and task 4 will be finished in as soon as, final task will be finished in as soon as 123 days. So this completes my set. I hope you have enjoyed it, right? And a reminder, and just one thing, if you are liking what you are seeing, please do share it with your friends. And because trust me, it needs a lot of time to find the right sets and to make the right approaches. So if you are liking it, please do share it with your friends. Thank you so much, guys. Let's now move to the next topic. So let's move to the next topic now, that is selection and distribution. Now, we saw a set from selection as well as distribution from the last year CAT exam. Right. Now, what these essentially are, selection simply means there are some preliminary condition given in the formation of teams, and these are very tricky conditions. And the statements which confuses us the most, or I can say the statement which tricks the most of the aspirants are: A is selected if B is selected. Right. A is selected if B is selected. Now, does that mean that A and B come as a pair? Right? First of all, think yourself before I explain. The answer is no. Right? Now, what, how and what? See, A is selected if B is selected. So B is the basic criteria which will make A eligible for selection. Right? A is selected if B is selected. Now, this does not mean that if B is there, A has to be essentially there. No, it is not true. Right? It is a basic criteria, but it is not necessarily true. A is selected if B is selected. Right? Understood. Okay. Similarly, if I say either A or B has to be in the team, again a very confusing statement. Why? Because people often take it as A slash B. People often take it as A slash B. So either A is there or B is there. But now, please mind that this is very different from the English language that we normally learn and study, right? It is more or less like Venn diagram. So when we talk about A or B, so this is A, this is B, this is obviously A plus B. We all know in Venn diagrams. So if I ask you to choose a region which represents A or B, you will say this region also represents A or B, one of them. This region also represents A or B, both of them, and this represents B, which is one of them. Right. So all these regions are included. So either A or B, which simply means that A has to be there, or B has to be there, or both of them can also be there. The rest are very very basic conditions which we can read and understand that if E goes M and go with them. If C goes D and E go with them. Now, let's consider that condition is that if C goes, D and E will go with them. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that C plus D plus E come as pair? No. It is C who is stating that if I will go, these two people are my friends and they will go together. So C is claiming that, but D and E are not claiming anything such. They can come together also, they can come alone also, and they don't have to carry C, right? Because if C goes, D and E will go, but it is not necessary for them. Now, what is distribution? In distribution, you have often some people given, some cars given, some ships given, some buildings given, some jobs given, and you have to allocate by making a matrix or anything. This is essentially called distribution. Let's try to take a set of both of them. Okay, before we move, we are starting with our CAT revision workshop. The first class is on 13th. Today is 12th while I'm making this. So on 12th, there is only one DILR class, but the main classes starts from 13, and then after 2 days of Diwali break, we presume from 16. So if you are interested, you can visit our website and enroll in the course. Once you enroll, just WhatsApp at the number given. I'll add you into a different group. Okay. Now let's see today's set. This set. It says a team of 6 members having 3 men and 3 women is to be selected out of a group of 10 persons comprising 5 men A, B, C, D, E and 5 women K, L, M, N, O. So A, B, C, D, E. These are 5 men. K, L, M, N, O. These are 5 females. So I have to make a team of 3 from both. So this is how it goes. Okay. Now, if C is selected, then at least one of B and N must be selected. Now, what does this statement mean? That if C is there, then either B has to be there, or N has to be there, or both of them has to be there. But that does not mean that B and N cannot go alone. B, N, B plus N, they all can go in any case also without C. राइट इट इज ओनली सी हु इज क्लेमिंग दैट कि अगर मैं जाऊंगा तो मेरे साथ बी या एन में से कोई एक जाएगा, लेकिन बी एन एन अकेले भी जा सकते हैं, तो सी का कोई चक्कर नहीं है. ओके. K is selected only if D is selected. Now again that if statement, that K is selected only if D is selected. So D is that condition which will make K eligible. Right? K cannot go without D, but that does not mean that D cannot go alone. D alone can also go. Okay. If E is selected, M and M and N both must be selected. Now, if E is there, M and N must be there. So this is a mandatory pair. That E जाएगा तो M and N जाएगा, but that does not mean that M अकेला नहीं जा सकता, N अकेला नहीं जा सकता, या M plus N E के बिना नहीं जा सकते हैं, right? तो E का वहाँ होना ना होना जरूरी नहीं है, right? Okay. Fourth, L and N cannot be selected together. So L and N, only one of them will go, right? Exactly 2 out of A, B, K, O must be selected. So A, B, K, O. Exactly 2 will be selected. Exactly 2. So if I am selecting A, B, I cannot select K, O. If I am selecting K, O, I cannot select A, B and any combination. I can select only 2 out of these 4. Okay. D and L can be selected only both of them are selected together. So D and L are a mandatory pair. को मैं यही लिख लेता हूँ क्योंकि कोई कंफ्यूजन ना हो जाए, बाकी सब तो ऑप्शनल है, बट ये बड़ी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंडीशन है. दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंडीशन दैट D and L both must be there. Okay. Okay. Exactly one of A and C must be selected. Now A and C, only one of them is there. Before we form teams or anything, let's read what are the questions. See, one of the questions is how many total teams are possible. So basically, I have to form all the possible teams in anyhow, which might take care of anything else. How many people out of 10 are there in all the possible combination of team? Okay. Who can definitely not be a part of team? Which of the following statements are true? L is selected. Who among is selected? So I just need to find this. Everything else will be answerable. Now, I have to select 3 people out of them. I have to select 3 people out of them. So let me just start with some basic rules. Let's say I am selecting A. So if I am selecting A from here, I have to start from somewhere, no? If I am selecting A from here, I need 2 more males. I know I need 3 more females. If I am selecting A, I cannot select C. C goes out of the window, right? Let us say I am selecting B, A and B. So if I am selecting A and B, K and O are out. K and O are out because out of A, B, K, O, I cannot select. Okay. Can I say this leaves me with one choice between L and N because L and N में से तो वैसे ही एक आ सकते हैं. So what does this mean? This simply means that A and B इकट्ठे कभी आ ही नहीं सकते. A and B can never be together, right? दोबारा से बता देता हूँ कि अगर मैंने A और B ले लिए यहाँ पे, तो यहाँ से मैं K और A को तो वैसे ही नहीं ले सकता क्योंकि A, B, K, O में से कोई 2 लोगों ने आना है. और L और N इनमें से कोई एक ही सेलेक्ट कर सकता हूँ मैं. तो बेसिकली 3 फीमेल्स तो मैं किसी भी हालत में सेलेक्ट नहीं कर पाऊंगा, तो A और B कभी इकट्ठे आ ही नहीं सकते. चलो A और B खत्म हो गया. अब A और B खत्म हो गया, A और C वैसे नहीं आ सकते. लिस्ट लीव्स मी विद A, D and this leaves me with A, D and E. Now, if I am selecting A, one person must be from K and O must be there because इन चारों में से कोई 2 तो लेनी है. D आ गया तो L भी आएगा, E आ गया तो M N भी आएंगे, क्योंकि E के साथ M और N आते हैं तो ये अगेन पंगा पड़ जाएगा. 4 लोग तो हो गए. ठीक है, so this is again not possible, which means now what does that mean?
that A can never be there because A B C भी बना के A B D भी बना के देख लिया, A B तो इकट्ठे आ ही नहीं सकते और A D E भी नहीं आ सकते, तो which means A can never be there, which answers this question. Who can definitely not be a part of team? A can definitely not be a part of team, right? So A has gone. Now A I will not consider A in any of the cases. Okay. Now I have to select two from BK. Okay, interesting. Now let's call track BCD. If I am choosing B and C and D, any compulsory pair, D and L are compulsory pair, right? One among K and O has to be there. Okay, and D is there, L is there, C is there, then one from L and uh, B के साथ हमारे पास K और O में से एक आना चाहिए. D के साथ L आ ही गया. L आ गया तो N नहीं आ सकता. N can not be there because L is already there, right? Which means I have to take M, right? So these are two formations. These are two formations. When I am keeping BCD, either KML or OML, these females can be selected, right? If L is there, N cannot be there, so I will not go there. Okay, so this is one formation. Let's select BCE now. A B C D E K L M N O. Let's select BCE. Okay. So if I am selecting BCE, any mandatory pairs out there, E के साथ M N आएगा ही आएगा. Out of E, M and N have to be there. And B के साथ K slash O में से कोई आएगा ही आएगा. Okay. And K नहीं आ सकता. K cannot come because K is eligible only and only if D is selected, which means I have to take O here. So I have to take O here since D is not there, K cannot come. N is there, L cannot come. So M and O have to be there. Okay. Okay. So this also makes one more formation. Two and one more formation. Now that was with BCE. Now I have used A all the time. I have used B's both the combinations. Now let me move to the third combination. That is the only combination between left between guys. That is CDE. And from here K L M N O. Right. Now if A and B are not there, then K and O must be there, right? And if E is there, L and sorry M and N must be there. So this is again not possible combination, right? D के साथ अभी तो L भी आएगा ही आएगा because D is there, L must be there. So this is in nowhere getting me any possible combination. So this is also not possible. So this also goes out. So basically these are the required answers. Now these are the only possible combinations, which means B always will be there. B always will be there. C will always be there. C will always be there. M will always be there. M will always be there. Okay. The rest all are optional. I can leave O and make a team, right? I can leave K and make a team. I can leave N and make a team. I can leave L and make a team, right? So basically, three people are compulsorily there: B, C, and M. So how many people out of 10 are there in all possible combinations? Three people. Now, which are the following statement are true? ये आप कर लेना खुद ही. If L is selected, then who must be selected? So L वाला केस अपने पास ये है. Then B, C, D must be selected. So B तो वैसे ही हर जगह पे था. O and K is not compulsory. One among O and K, but O and K both are not compulsory. How many teams are possible? Three teams are possible. Right. So this completes my selection set. Now, this might seem easy as I am stating you, but if you will pause it and you might retry it, you might spend up around 8-9 minutes, which is a good optimum time for a cat set. And this set deserves around 7 minutes to be done in optimum time. Okay. Now let's read the next question. It is of the type distribution. It says in all, 12 employees work in a call center in three shifts, i.e. 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. There are only four working cabins, each of which is occupied by one person at a time. So basically, there are four cabins: cabin 1, cabin 2, cabin 3, cabin 4. There are three shifts, shift 1, shift. Right? I have to fill this data here. Okay. Okay. Now, the employees whose names start with the same letter do not work in the same shift or in the same cabin, which means if a person with V name is here, we cannot come here and we cannot come here. Very simple. Vicky, Rose, and Tapan work in same cabin. So Vicky, Rose, and Tapan work in same cabin. I can shift it also if required, but let me just give it. Okay. Now there is a slight confusion here, or there is a slight problem here. For to start with, uh, if I see, I'm not given enough information about the shifts. I'm given only 2 points about the shifts and nothing else is given about the shifts. So I cannot even start my set if I fix the shifts here because I don't know. I am only left with this point that Rose chooses these two shifts and Keshav and Rovi. Okay, this leaves me with very less freedom. So what to do in these type of sets? Let's leave the shift as of now. Let's try to arrange the people. In the last, we will allocate the shifts if we are able to make the arrangements, right? So let's start with the cabins and then we will move to shifts. Okay. So these are the four cabins and these are the three shifts that I will allocate. Now, first is Vicky, Rose, and Tapan work in same cabin. Now I have the freedom to allocate them in this way. That Vicky, Rose, and Tapan. So if required, I can allocate any shift to anyone. In the end, it will not matter. ठीक है विकी रोज एंड तपन वर्क इन सेम कैबिन डन हो गया ठीक है लेट मी रीड द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट एमी तपन एंड नैंसी वर्क इन सेम शिफ्ट एमी तपन एंड नैंसी वर्क इन सेम शिफ्ट so tapan is here एमी नैंसी they work in same shift okay so if I have to change the columns I can change the columns if required Laurie works in the same cabin as Emmy, and she works in the same shift as Amin. So okay. Then okay, Laurie works in same shift as Emmy. So Laurie can be here. Laurie can be here. Then Amin. Laurie works in same shift as Emmy, and same works as Amin. So Amin can be here or here. Amin can be here or here. Okay. Next is Anna, Vicky, and Maria work in same shift. So Vicky, Anna and Maria. Now, interesting point. Vicky, Maria, and Anna. If Mickey, Maria, and Anna work in same shift, so these two people cannot work here. Otherwise, also that if A is here, A cannot be here because एक row में दो नहीं आएंगे, which means Laurie and Amin have to be here only. This leaves me very less space. So Laurie has to be here only. Laurie has only one option to come. While Amin can come here or Amin can come here anywhere. And if I talk about Maria and uh, okay, if I talk about Maria and who the second person is, okay, Maria and Anna. Anna cannot come here, right? Emmy is already here, so Anna has two spaces, this or this. Now this leaves me with two cases, right? Either this is possible, Anna and Amin, because they cannot also come in same column, or this is possible. So one of them has to be there. Now, and also Maria has to be there. So Maria has to be with her. So I allocate Maria someplace. Okay. So these are the two cases for Anna and Amin, right? Okay. Now, Keshav works in the same cabin as Rumi. So Keshav works in same cabin as Rumi. So Keshav and Rumi have to be at one place. Now, okay. Keshav has to be in same cabin as Rumi. And comes at 7 a.m. when Rumi comes after completing her shift. So they are allocated with respect to shift, but I don't know the shift right now. Okay, I'll use this point later. Okay. Rose chooses to work in 7 to 3 or 3 to 11. So Rose works in 7 to 3 or 3 to 11. Okay. After completing, okay, Rose and Kesar do not work in the same. So Kesar cannot come here. So Kesar has to be somewhere here in this row, or Kesar has to be somewhere there in this row. Now let's take the cases of Anna and Amin and let's try to sort the data. Right. Let's say I'm allocating Anna and Amin over here. So if I'm allocating Anna and Amin over here, right? Then now uh, two people who will come in the same row are Keshav and Rumi, right? And Rumi cannot come. Okay, so Keshav and Rumi, Keshav and Rumi. Okay, Keshav can come here. Rumi can come here. Maria can come here, and then okay, no, it is not possible. Why? Because then Kesar has to come between these two. If Kesar has to come between these two, then Kesar cannot be here, and I will have to keep Romi cannot be here. So let's keep Romi here. Now, if I'm keeping Romi here, I will keep Keshav here. Then again, I don't have any space for Kesar. Right? I don't have any space for Kesar. So if Romi is here, then Keshav is here, then Kesar again not possible. Right? Because Maria also has to be accommodated, which means this is not giving me any plausible combination. This is not giving me any combination. Okay, so let me try the other one. Let Amin is there and Anna is there. So Amin is here now, Anna is there now. Now, one among Rosie and Romi cannot be here because R is already there, which means Romi की जगह यहाँ पे आ गई अपने पास in this case. Keshav will be there in this case. And now I'm left with Kesar and Maria. So that there are two spaces and they can come anywhere. Then Maria slash Kesar, Kesar slash Maria. So this completes it. Right? Now there is no contradicting point. Otherwise, I was not having the space for Maria. Right? Nothing was left for Maria. Okay. Now this completes my information. Nothing else is given to sort Maria and Kesar. Nothing. Also, do not get confused that how are we sure that they are given C1, C2, C3, and C4? How why are not there in C1? Why are they not there in C2? Because nothing about the cabin number is given. We are just told that they are in the same cabin. They can all together go to any other place. It will not matter. And this also makes sense that our questions are not based upon the cabin number also, right? Okay. Now, I am left. I will have to work upon the shift. It says that Keshav works in the same cabin as Rumi and comes at 7 a.m. So Keshav comes at 7 a.m. So this is Keshav. Okay. So okay. Otherwise, also we could have approached it in this way also that Rose has 7 to 3 or 3 to 11. Keshav comes in 7. So we could have used that hint also, right? So now Keshav comes from 7 to 3. That is given to us. When Rumi leaves after completing the shift, so Rumi will leave at 11, right? So you leave at 7. Now, which is the 7th shift? 11 to 7. So this must be 11 to 7. So Rumi is leaving and Keshav is coming. Okay. And so the leftover is 7 to 3. 7 to 3 will be here. So you know, the leftover is 7 to 3, 3 to 11. 3 to 11 will be here. This is the shift remaining. Right. This completes the data. Now, let's see the question. Which of the following do not work in the same shift? Okay, mark that yourself, whatever it is. Who works in the same cabin? Okay. Who does not work in? Okay. Okay. The shift of, so this is the only confusion question where people do some error. The shift of the working of how many 12 people can be uniquely determined. And we often mark it as 10 because out of 12, we see that two people cannot be determined. But please remember, they are asking us about the shifts, the timings, not the cabin numbers. We are not sure that in which cabins they are, but I'm quite pretty sure that they are both in 3 to 11. Right. So basically, shift timings for all other people can be uniquely determined. Therefore, the answer to last question is 12. Rest everything can be easily answered with the help of the arrangement we made. So this completes our data on this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are liking it, what you are seeing, please do subscribe to our channel. Please do share with your friends. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Let's now move to the next section.
So let's move to the next section. That is the kind of a miscellaneous section, right? We are going to discuss 2, 3 good sets before we end this video, right? And also, just one thing that there is going to be a second part of this series, and it all depends upon you whether you want the second part or not. If we get a good response on this, if you are liking what you are seeing and you are sharing it and we are knowing it, I promise you and I assure you that there will be a second part. And so let's see what kind of set is this. The basic priority is to cover those type of graphs and sets which we usually don't see in our mocks and everything, right? Let's start. Now it says 4 salesmen A, B, C, and D report their total income by breaking up into into three different components: salary, incentives, and interest from savings. The diagram given below shows the percentage breakup of the total income of the 4 salesmen. So A, B, C, D are the 4 salesmen that are placed over here, right?
Now here there are lines in order to help us how to read this graph, but even if the lines are not given to us, we should know how to analyze the graph, right? How do we analyze this graph? Let's first of all learn that before we even go into the questions. First of all, let's see one bar at a time, one line at a time. If I'm seeing salary at a time, okay, I know this is the lower limit of the salary. As this is increasing over here, this is the upper limit of the salary. Now, always in the salary, they have given some indications or something that the salary is going on these lines, right? These are the salary lines. Now, if you don't even look at the other two questions for every person A B C D, just see that where this line will intersect the salary axis. Salary axis को कहाँ intersect करेगा? For B, it will intersect at 25%. So salary of B is 25%. Similarly, I will just see now this line. Let's see the other line, that is the interest from saving line. Which is the interest from saving line? This is the interest from saving line. Okay, just this is the interest from saving line. And how are the graphs seen on this line? This way. So I have to see all my values in this way. Now, since I was talking about B, I will talk about B only. For B, the salary was 25%. For B, now where will this line intersect? See, the axis is this. So where will this intersect? This must intersect at 50%. So this is 50% for B. Now, before I even, this is interest from saving. Now, before I even move to the incentive part, I should know that the total income should be 100%, right? So 15, 25, 75%. This must be 100%. So this should be 25%. If I'm not getting this 25%, I am seeing the graph in the wrong way. Let's see that what the third graph is giving to me. Now it says where is the incentive line? This is the incentive line, and it is increasing here. So this is obviously the 100%, 25, 50, 75, 100. And all the lines should be seen as this way. This is how I should see the graph, right? Now, now how to see? I'm looking at the values of our B. Now B should be like this here. Now B is obviously 25% as I have mentioned over here. So total is 100. Now you will be very easily able to identify all the variables. If I talk about D, how do I see the salary of D? Salary यहाँ देखेंगे. How do I see the interest from savings? यहाँ देखेंगे. How do I see the other component? वो यहाँ देखेंगे. So this is how I will analyze the value of D, right? So ये हमें पता होना चाहिए. Once you know how this graph has to be read, it is very easy from there on. Right? Let's read the questions and let's try to solve everything what is given. Says if the total income of B is 18,000. So B की total income given है आपको 18,000 total income, and that of C is 10,000. C की total income given है आपके पास 10,000. Find the difference in their salaries. ठीक है, अब मुझे उनकी सैलरीज पता लगानी है कितनी है. तो इट्स वेरी इजी टास्क. बी की सैलरी कितनी है? सी दिस इज द सैलरी लाइन. अब खुद देखो बी की सैलरी यहाँ इंटरसेक्ट कहाँ कर रही है? 25% पे. 25% is 1/4. So the salary of B is going to be 1/4 of 1800. That is 4500. Now similarly here it is 10,000. C is 10,000. C's salary is 62.5%. Right in the middle. Right. That is 62.5% is nothing but 5/8. So you should be handy with the calculations as well as the fraction in order to this. 50,000 by 8 is 6250. Is 6250. So what is the difference between them? 1750 is the difference between them. So this is the answer of the first question. Okay. Now let's read the second one and let's try to find out the answer. It says, let the minimum and the maximum total income of D be 35,000 and rupees 45,000. So D's income is 35K and 42K, right? 42,000. If the total of income of A is 10% less than D, so A's total income is 90% of this or 90% of this. This is the if this is the income range of D, this is the income range of A that I will get. Now, again, the basic underlying assumption is that how good we are with the calculations. So if this is 35,000, A is 90 for 9 for 9 for the 45, 315. 31500 must be the lower bar. 31500 must be lower bar. This is 42K. The lower bar 90%, 9 to the 18, 37800. Right. 37800 is the lower bar. Right. Now, this has given me the salary range of the total income range of A. This is the total income range of A. And I need to find the range of incentive. Now, since I need to find the range of incentive, I must see that A's incentive is this 25%. A's incentive is 1/4 basically. So A's income incentive is 1 by 4th of this or 1 by 4th of this. Since has to be an integer, 4, 7, the 28, right? 3, 5, 4, 8, the 32, 2, 0, 4, 8, 32, 23, 7, 8, 7, and 5. This is the integral value that I will get after solving this, right? And if I solve this out, this is 9, 9, 36, 1, 8, 2, 0, 9, 5, 9, 4, 6, right? Okay. I'll just get check the calculation 4, 7, 28, 3, 5, 4, 8, 32, 3, 0, 4, 7, 28, 2, 0, 5. Perfect. Now, this is the what is the range of incentive? Range of incentive. This I have calculated the incentive now. I need to find the difference in them. The difference in them would be I'll just subtract it 10, 5, 2, 7, 3, 8, 8, 1. So this is the range that I am getting between them. So this is the required answer for this question. Let's read the third one now. Now, if I check the third one, it says D's total income is 40,000 and incentive of A is 75,000. So for D, the income is 40,000 and for A, sorry, for D, the total income is 40,000 and for A, the incentive is 7,500. And they say the salary of DBAC is in this range. So I am given the total income here, I am given the incentive over here, and I am talked about the salaries over here. So salary of D is less than B is less than A is less than C. This is given to me about the salary part. So basically I need to find the salaries in order to compare them. And what is the sum of maximum possible and minimum possible total income of B and C respectively? So एक B की maximum income निकालनी है total and C की हमने total minimum income निकालनी है, ठीक है? तो सबसे पहले तो हमें सैलरी निकालनी पड़ेगी. We have to calculate the salary ranges first, right? Now, if I have to calculate the salary ranges first, now D's total income is 40,000. If D's total income is 40,000, what is the salary of D? Salary of D is 12.5%, right? Half of it starts from zero. It's in between, so 12.5, that is 1 by 8. So 1 by 8 means 5,000. So D's salary is 5,000. Now A's incentive is 7,500, and this is the 1/4 of total income. If 1/4 of total income is 7,500, then total income must be 30,000. Now, if the total income is 30,000, the salary of A is 50%. The salary of A must be 15,000. Right. Now, this will help me in calculating the salaries or assuming the salaries of B and C respectively. Since I want to maximize the salary of B, I will take the number as close as possible to 15,000. But I also need to make sure that what fraction I am going to imply on that. Right. What do I mean by that? That for B, the total income is 25%, which means whatever number I will take, I will multiply it by 4 in order to get the total salary. So I can assume it to be any number. It is not any complex section. So I can assume that this is 14,999. इसको मैं 14,999 मान के चलूँ तो भी चलेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि ये 25% है. 100% निकालने के लिए मुझे सिंपली 4 से मल्टीप्लाई करूँ. कहीं ये 37.5% होता, कहीं ये 37.5% होता, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ता? 3/8 का उल्टा 8/3 करना पड़ता इन ऑर्डर टू फाइंड द सैलरी. तो मुझे यहाँ 3 का मल्टीपल लेना पड़ता है, पर यहाँ कुछ ऐसी कम्प्लेक्सिटी नहीं है. So 14,999 है. 14,999 का 4 times is 15,000, 60,000 से 4 less 59,996. This is the salary of B. Now this is the salary of this is the total income of B that I have got. Now let's talk about C. Now for C, I have to assume this value X in such a way. Now C's this is 62.5. So basically, I have to multiply it by 8 by 5 in order to achieve the total salary, because the salary is total income into 62.5%, that is 5 by 8. Right, this is the salary. Now, from the salary, if I have to assume the total income, that would be total income into 8 by 5, which means total income has to be the divisible by, this has to be divisible by 5. So if this has to be divisible by 5, this X, what value after this I can take for X and as close as possible, because C को minimize करना है. If I want to minimize C, I will take it as 15,005. Right. Now, if I am taking it at 15,005, if I am taking it as 15,005, what I am getting? I am getting the total value as 3005 into 8. That is somewhere around 24008. 24,008, right? So this is the salary of this. This is the salary of this. The total is nothing but addition of those. That is 84,004. Right. This is the total answer for the last question. Okay.
Now, before we move to the next set, there is something important that we need to learn, a very good concept. Let's say you have this warehouse where you print notes or you make coins, right? Warehouse, यहाँ पे you make coins. Coins of any denomination you can make, any denomination, one, two, four, any denomination you can make, right? Okay. Now, let's say your father some days comes and tell to you that do one thing, make the coins in such a way that if someone comes to you and say that I need X rupees, you should be able to pay him or her that amount using the given number of coins, right? एंड फॉर एवरी डिनोमिनेशन यू कैन मेक ओनली वन कॉइन विच मीन्स कि आपको कुछ सिक्के बनाने हैं, किसी भी डिनोमिनेशन के सिक्के हो सकते हैं वो, एक का सिक्का हो गया, पांच का सिक्का हो गया, 15 का सिक्का हो गया, 20 का सिक्का हो गया, आप कोई भी सिक्का बना सकते हैं. लेकिन देर आर टू थिंग्स दैट देर हैज टू बी ओनली वन कॉइन ऑफ ईच टाइप. Second, whenever someone comes to you and say that I need, let's say, 16 rupees, then by the combination of few or by using only any one coin, you should be able to pay that amount. And you, for that, you have to do use minimum coins as possible. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि अब 1 2 3 अप टू 100 सारे कॉइन्स बना लिए हमने, आपको हमने सारे कॉइन्स बना लिए, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. You have to use some limited as less coins as possible. Now, this is a very famous puzzle that we might know the answer of, even if we not what should be the thinking process. This thinking process will help in finding the answer of the question that we are going to see after that. Okay. Now what is the how to think about it? What is the minimum amount that someone can ask me for? When I talk about that minimum amount that someone can ask me for, can I say it is nothing but 1 rupee? 1 rupee is the minimum amount someone can ask me for. So I must have a coin of 1 rupee. What is the next minimum amount someone can ask me for? Next minimum amount someone can ask me for is 2 rupees. So I need to have a coin of 2 rupee also. So 1 and 2. So can I say I don't need a 3 rupee coin? Why? Because if someone asks me for 3 rupees, I can use 1 plus 2. That is equivalent to 3. Right. For the next one, I need 4 rupee coin because I can you make 3 but I cannot make 4. And remember, I have only one coin of each type. I don't have two coins of 2 so that I can give two coins of 2 and make a 4. I have only one coin. So 4, right? And the next would be, so with now I can make 4 plus 1 5. I can make 4 plus 2 6. I can make 4 plus 2 plus 1 7. I can make all of these currencies. So next I will be needing is 8. By now I know a format 1, 2, 4, 8. Next should be 16 and so on. Right? This is the number I need. Also, how I'm deriving this number, the maximum I can pay through this I have 7 and the next number. The maximum I can pay through this 15 and the next number. This is how I'm forming it. Right? This is the basic underlying concept of the question we are going to see. Now, this is the question that we have at place in our plate. What does it says? It says Ravi has a gold chain with n links. So these are the links. For example, there are 6 links here. Okay. Such that they are numbered from 1 to n. Ravi wants to cut the links into group of one or more links in such a way that he can pay salary to Ritika by paying any number of links she may ask for her work on contract basis. Which means what? Let's say Ritika comes and says, "I need 3 links. I need 3 coins." So you should be able to pay those 3 coins in any manner by giving her 3 links like this, one, two, and three, or by giving her one such link and one and two such links. So one plus two, three. You should be able to pay her in any of the manners that are given to us, right? You should be able to pay her. Now, if you want to cut it, it comes at a cost, which means you cannot make the cuts like this on all the coins. You cannot make a cut like this because cutting comes at a cost. You have to minimize the cost. Since you have to minimize the cost, you have to make the cuts in a very smart way, right? Now, again, the basic thing that we learned right now. What was that? First of all, I need to know that how many rings I should take in order to produce a cut, right? The minimum amount Ritika can ask is one coin, which means I must have one coin. So let's say I'm breaking it here, right? I'm breaking this coin right here. So if I'm breaking this coin right here, I can dislocate this. मैं इसको यहाँ से निकाल सकता हूँ और इसको यहाँ से निकाल सकता हूँ. Which means how many pieces I will have? One cut will produce. So cuts pieces, configuration, and n. These are some things that we need to know. So one cut will produce three pieces, right? This I know. Now the configuration, let's talk about the configuration. Can I say there is one, now if I'm cutting it here, अगर मैंने यहाँ cut किया, then this is alone part, this is one ring, this is one ring, and the remaining are four rings, which means I have a one, and four rings. Now, see, I cannot pay three rings using these links. I cannot pay three, right? Which means one and one is not going to help me. I am smart. What will I think that if I have to make one cut only, if I have to make one cut only, the first minimum number I am going to need is one. The next minimum number I am going to need is two. So instead of making a cut over here, why not make cut after two coins, after two places? Let's make a cut over here. So if I'm making a cut over here, now again the parts are going to be same. The parts are going to be three pieces. But now this will have two rings, this will have only one ring, and this will have one, two, three rings, right? Which means I have a piece of one and two. Using this, I can pay 1 rupee. Using this, I can pay 2 rupee. Using this, I can pay 3 rupees, right? What is the next coin I need? And the next I need is four, which means even if there were four rings, even if there were four rings ahead and a total of seven rings, I just need one cut in order to produce, in order to pay any amount up to seven. ठीक है, अगर फोर तक भी रिंग्स होती आगे बची हुई तो टोटल होती सेवन, यानी कि मैं सेवन तक कोई भी अमाउंट पे कर सकता था, राइट? सो एन कम्स आउट टू बी सेवन. एन इज दैट मैक्सिमम नंबर which I can optimize using one cut. I cannot optimize 8. Why I cannot optimize 8? Let's say there were 8 rings. Let's say there were 8 rings. Now, after the cuts in such a way, I need a 2 for sure. I need a 1 for sure. So after that, I am left with 5 cuts. Now, let's say I have the pieces of 1, 2, and 5. Now, can you pay 4 using this? You cannot pay 4 using this. You can pay 1, you can pay 3, but you cannot pay 4. Which means next cut must be 4. So the maximum amount the last chain can have is 4. ये maximum amount हो सकती है हमारे पास, ठीक है? ये हमें याद रखना चाहिए. So this n comes out to be 7, right? This part is clear now. Let's talk about the other thing. Let's talk about the next part. If I am doing, let's say if I am doing two pieces now. If I am doing two pieces, right? Now if I am doing two pieces, again before I even start, remember one thing. One cut, whenever you are making a cut, that piece would be a single entity. वो एक अकेला पीस बाहर आ जाएगा, right? अगर आपने यहाँ से इसको कट किया तो ये पीस अकेला आ गया, ठीक है? लेट्स से हमने यहाँ से कट किया तो ये पीस अकेला आ गया था. लेट्स से इसको मैं यहाँ से कट करता हूँ. इफ द नेक्स्ट कट इज फ्रॉम हेयर, नाउ what I will have two pieces of one each. So if there are two cuts, there are two pieces of one each, right? One and one, right? Now, okay, in the case of one cuts, the configuration was one and then two and then four, right? This was the configuration in case of one cut. Now, in case of two pieces, there are two ones having, I have two ones. Now, what is the next number that I need? Since I already have two ones, which means I can pay 1 rupee, I can pay 2 rupee as well. What I cannot pay is the 3 rupees. So which means the next cut should be of 3 rupees. Now, whenever I have to make two cuts, I will not make a cut after two. I will make a cut after three because two is already being taken care of by these two single pieces. So I will make the cut after this three. I will make a cut here. Right? Let's make a cut here. Now, if I'm making a cut here, what I am having with me? I am having these three pieces with me. 1, 2, and 3, these three pieces, and then I have this single piece. So what is the next line, next amount of pieces that I can afford to have? Now using these three, I can pay 4 as well, I can pay 5 as well, right? 1 plus 3 4, 1 plus 1 plus 3 5. I can pay 4 as well as I can pay 5 as well, which means the next cut that I need, the next cut that I can afford to have is after 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So next cut is after 6. Now I will have a next cut over here. So this is my next cut, this is my next cut. Okay, Now, if I am taking making a next cut over here, this is again a single piece. So there are two pieces of one. There is one piece of three. There is one piece of six, and I am having one more piece left. Now, how many I can afford here? कितने मैं यहाँ पे छोड़ सकता हूँ आगे? See, using this 1, 1, 3, and 6, how much amount you can pay? You can pay 6, 3, 9 to 11. Up to 11, you can pay any amount using these 1, 1, 3, 6 pieces, right? Which means the next amount that I need is 12. Which means next I can have is I can afford to have is 12 rings. So how many configurations that do I have? 1, 1, 3, 6, 12, 12, 6, 19, 3, 21 to 23. So even if there were 23 pieces, if n was equal to 23, I would have just made two cuts, one after three and another one after next six. And I would have been able to pay any amount up to this 23. 23 तक मैं कोई भी amount pay कर सकता था इन दो cuts को use करके, and the number of pieces produced in this case are 5. Now, this makes my life much more easier. I hope that you are able to understand that what does the word optimize mean here. Means कि मैं कितने pieces लूँ, अगर मेरे पास n23 होगा तो मैं सिर्फ दो दो cut use कर सकता हूँ. यानी 23 is the maximum number that I can optimize using two. Right? Above 23 I cannot optimize using two. I will be needing three cuts. Right? Now what with three cuts? Now I will not use this. I will just use our common sense. Now if there are three cuts, can I say whenever there are three cuts, you will have three coins of 1 1 1 each. जहां भी कट होगा वो भी अलग हो जाएगा, ये भी अलग हो जाएगा, ये भी अलग हो जाएगा. थ्री तो 1 1 1 के हो गए. Which mean using these three you can pay one as well as two as well as three. You can pay any amount up to 3 rupees. Which mean next you need is four, right? After that, 4 and 3 7. 4 plus 3 7. Any amount you can pay up to 7. Next you will needing is 8. 8, 4, 12, and 3, 15. Next you will be needing is 16. Okay, what are the number of pieces we are having here? See, when there was one cut, the number of pieces were 3. Whenever there were two cuts, the number of pieces were 5. So the number of pieces are 2n plus 1, where n represent cut. 2 into 2 plus 1. Now, if there are 3 cuts, 2 into 3 plus 1, there will be 7 pieces, right? There will be 7 pieces. What was the configuration of those 7 pieces? 3 are 1, then 4, 8, 16. The next one would be 32, double, right? Because using these, I can pay anything up to 31, right? Using these. So 16, 8, 24, 28, 31, anything, right? So the next one is 32, right? So this is again easy done. So I can say that with three cuts, I will be having 1, 1, 1, 3. Then the next is 4, 8, 16, and 32. So these are the 7 pieces with 3 cuts, and the maximum I can pay using it is obviously 63, because next will be 64. So I can pay anything up to 63. Now, using this, I have to now generalize my result. Now, using this, I have to generalize my results. How many pieces will be there? I have already generalized. How many cuts do I have? I have already generalized. What is this n? This n is nothing but the summation of whatever it is. 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 plus 12 is 23. 1 plus 1 plus whatever it is 63. Now, basically, since I need the summation n, I need to have general terms here also. I need to have general terms here also. I need to have general terms here also. Now, in order to find these general terms, what do I need? What else do I need? I have 1 1 1 already with me. So one thing that I know, that if there are n cuts, there are n ones, right? If there was one cut, there was only one one. If there were two cuts, there were two ones. If there are three cuts, there were three ones. So if there are n cuts, there will be n ones. So if there are n ones, the sum produced due to these ones would be n. जितने भी 1 1 1 अगर n टाइम है, तो उससे सम कितना प्रोड्यूस होगा? n सम प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा. 10 एक है तो 10 सम प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा, 15 एक है तो 15 सम प्रोड्यूस हो जाएगा. सिंपल एज दैट. सो n times 1. Okay, what is the next term? What is the next term? Can I say whatever the number of cuts is, the next term is cut plus 1. Number of cuts plus 1. Right. So if there were three cuts, the next term is 3 plus 1, 4. If there were two cuts, 2 plus 1, 3. If there was one cut, 1 plus 1, 2. So the next term would be number of cuts plus 1. So whatever this n is, next term would be n plus 1. What is the next term after that? Next term is double of it, which means twice of n plus 1. What is the next term? Double of it, which means 4 times n plus 1, and so on. So this is 2, basically 1, 2, 4. So it is the power of 2, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, it goes out up to 2 power n. So the last is 2 power n into n plus 1. So these are the various number of terms that I have all together. If I will add them all, I will get the capital N. If I will add them all, I will get capital N. Right. Now, what is the value of this capital L? See, n times 1. So this sum is n plus. If I take n plus 1 common from here, if I take n plus 1 common from here, what I am left with? This is 1, this is 2, 4 up to 2 raised to the power n, right? If I am taking n plus 1 from the remaining terms. Now n plus 1 is taken common, rest is 1 to 4 up to 2 raised to the power n. Now this is nothing but a GP, right? It is nothing but a GP. So n plus 1 into what is the first term? That is 1 into 2 raised to the power number of terms. What are the number of terms here? The number of terms here are n plus 1. How are these n plus 1? See, agar 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n terms ho, we call it n terms. Now the number of terms starts from 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2 up to 2 raised to power n. So the number of terms are from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. So number of terms in this case are n plus 1, right? Mind this. So 2 raised to n plus 1, right? Minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. That is obviously 1 only. So I will not write it. Okay. So it is further this. Now n plus 1 into 2 raised to the power n plus 1 minus 1, which on further simplification just comes out to be n plus 1 into 2 raised to the power n plus 1 minus 1. ये मेरे पास final result आ गया of the value n. Nu is represented by this, where small n is the number of cuts. Let us verify it. If I put n as 1, so the result should be 1 plus 1 into 2 raised to a 1 plus 1 is 2 raised to power 2, that is 4 minus 1, 4 to the 8 minus 1, 7. That is this result. If I put n is equal to 2, so 2 plus 1, 3 into 2 ki power 2 plus 1, 2 cube minus 1. So 8 into 3, 24 minus 1, 23, 7, 23, and so on. Right. So this is my second result. So this is 23, right? So this is the general term that I have verified. Now whatever number I need to make, if n is equal to 865, what are the minimum cuts we need to make? I need to hit and trial and put n in such a way, put this n in such a way that it covers my value 865, right? So if that can be easily done with the hit and trial. If I put 5 plus 1, 6, 6 into 2 power 5 plus 1, 64 minus 1, that would be 385. So that is less than that is very less, right? 6 if I put n is equal to 5, 6 into 64, 384 minus 1, 383. So for n is equal to 6, n is equal to 5, the value that I am getting is 383. Now what if I put 6? N is 6. If I put n as 6, 6 plus 1, 7 into 2 raised to power 6 plus 1, 2 raised to power 7, that is 128 minus 1, 56, 856, 896. Yeah, 896 minus 1, 895. So with 7 cuts, I can optimize up to 895 rings, and I need to optimize 865 rings. So the cuts in this case is 7. 7 cuts are needed, right? Sorry, 6 cuts are needed. 6 cuts are needed because up with 6 cuts, I am getting this n plus 1. So mind this. This is 6 cuts. Okay. If there are 8 cuts, what is the maximum value of n? So if you are using 8 cuts, what is the maximum value you can get? 8 plus 1, 9 into 2 raised to power 8 plus 1, 2 raised to power 9, that is 512. 9 into 512. Okay. 108, 4608 minus 1, 4607. Right. So with n, there are 8 cuts, the maximum value is 4607. Okay. Now, the last question. The last question says, the last question says, if n is equal to 512, what could be the maximum sum of numbers written on links of any piece of the chain after Ravi made n cuts? Which means after the n cuts are made, whatever the number of pieces are left, what can be the maximum total of these pieces? What can be the maximum total of these pieces, right? Now remember, the last cut, whatever the last cut is, more than half of it. So if there were n was 7, the last cut was 7 by 2. There were 4 pieces in the last cut. If there was 23, 23 by 2, 11.5 and more, there were more cuts. And then if there are 63, the last was 63 by 2, 31.5, 32 pieces were there, right? So if I am taking n as 512, so the last jigsaw will have more than 256, that are 257 pieces will be there, which means 257 pieces starting from 257. 258, since these are last pieces up to 512. So the total is 257 plus 258 up to 512. Right, these are the total pieces that we have. Now, what is the total of this? This is a AP with the number of terms 256 to 512 होती तो 517 256. The number of terms are 256. The 256 divided by 2 128 into 257 plus 1512. So 50 69 7 128 into 769. Now this total 8 9 the 72 3 4 8 9. Just check the total. This should be the total anyway, but just check this total. Whatever this total is, this is the required answer. Right. So with this, we have completed our session for today. Right. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Now, if you enjoyed it, there is something more to come. These topics will be covered in the remaining video. But the only thing is, we need your support. This is the part one of the series. If you love it, if you support us, there will be part two very soon. Right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.